Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin. Hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's like Florida. Gucci the large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Marcos, turn that intro down. Yeah.
Oh man, you okay, dude?
Wow. Barkov is
Oh no,
bothering me all.
man, it's flaring up again, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Leroy, can you hand me a Celsius? Maybe that'll, help me out.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew chip. Where is our dancing starfish? That's supposed to be on the screen right now.
You did order that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Leroy's the king of. Hey, remember that bit I asked for 7 months ago?
It's true.
Yeah, why I can't get no love?
Where are my bits?
It's fair. It's fair. Man.
Where are my bits?
Man
needs what he needs.
Yeah. Every time we play the Camp Panthers music, we supposed to have a dancing starfish.
Oh, dude. What a night. What
Hey,
a night.
Can I just tell you, even with all that, even with the 2-goal lead, when they scored with like 45 seconds left, I'm like, I can't get up. I cannot get up.
Nobody move. I'm just frozen here.
Because hockey, right? You can't tell me you're like, oh, we got this with a minute left.
There was a good feeling though when they had him stuck up against the boards at the end. You're like, oh my god!
Oh my goodness! Nobody move.
It's gonna go. Oh! And by the way, kiss my ass, Chris Kreider. I mean, honestly, this guy is so full of himself. He's been sitting there, he's smooching the glass after his little shorty. Enough of his ass already. I cannot. He can go there right with Marchand and that Frankenstein freak they put on skates, and they can get the hell out of here. One more way. Sending those ice mecha bros home.
Am I the only one, or does it always seem like the other team scores a shorthanded goal against the Panthers?
I thought you would have done research on it last night.
No. What?
Okay.
Like even Marcos laughed.
You know, you could look it up. You'd be like, is it me? Because I think I feel like when he texted us that last night, he's assuming we're gonna go look it up. Because
no. Listen, sometimes I say things not for somebody to look up the fact, but sometimes you just get a feeling. It's like, damn, we always seem like we're getting a shorty scored against.
It was
us.
very annoying for sure. And especially to happen to him, first, he's snatching Kachuk's mouthpiece. Now he scored shorties, and he's like, thinks that he's just won the whole damn thing. So it feels really good. I've really grown. The thing about this is your dislike grows with every game for these guys. And I'm sick of Shesterkin too. I'm ready.
Tell you what,
him.
Panthers fans, I don't care about the Mecha bro, but there better not be one moment of that game where you can hear a pin drop. This is to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
This is serious business.
We ain't the Mecha bro because it got quiet up in there.
Like a bunch of church mice there, dude.
Yes.
Should have thrown them on the ice too.
No.
I did like though. There. Who was it? McDonough on the call. I got legit Barkov. It's kept me, dude. I did like him being like, now they're saying let's go Rangers, but it's half-hearted. I was like, whoa.
Hey,
they don't mean it.
Can I just say something? I'm not a hockey guru, but going over there a couple of times, I'm familiar with most of the players, right? If a name flashes across the screen, I'm going to pretty much have heard of him. Who's this Oksuna guy?
Huh?
For the Panthers.
Oposu?
I think so. It was a name I hadn't
There's
seen.
nobody on the Panthers named Oxuno. I'll tell you that much.
What's
So I
his
don't know
name?
who.
Akpono.
It doesn't reggaeton.
All I know is the first time I saw him, he ended up with a penalty.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm just saying. I thought I was up on my Panthers players.
Apparently not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you said somebody I've never heard of right now. And
What's his name?
Okposa, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Not Oxuna.
He hasn't played much, right?
He's been playing more this series. He's been playing more. He's a savvy vet. Been around. They brought him in little vet presence during the regular season.
Long
they
enough
brought him in,
to say,
add some more experience.
Yeah, he was in long enough for me to say, who is that? Oh, penalty.
All right.
I did the research, Leroy. During the 2023-24 season, the Florida Panthers gave up 9 opposing shorthanded goals. The league leader, the Montreal Canadiens, gave up 12. So we were in the top 10 and closer to 10.
Okay, so I wasn't far. Yeah, it happened.
I think you were just frustrated.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean, we've seen 3 in the last 2 games, right? I feel like we've seen.
Yeah.
I think there's been 2 in the series.
Oh, okay. And that's 2 more than I need to see.
I think it's 2 in the series, 3 in the playoffs. I think is that. I'm pretty sure they said that after Leroy texted it last night, and I was like, that doesn't seem like that many.
Does the hand one-man advantage mean anything to these hockey players?
No. I mean, I think the thing with yesterday, it definitely felt like a less tight game than the other ones. Like, guys were going for it a lot more.
And here's the other thing. When the Panthers get the puck in their end, it seems like it never leaves. Like they go, or like, I've never seen a team where they say, I remember them saying this last night, the New York Rangers haven't had a shot on goal in 7 minutes.
Yep.
Right? And holy smokes.
They've done a great job of it. That's been the thing. And you've seen, obviously, the shot advantage has definitely dipped in the Panthers' favor in a big way. And has felt very much like they've controlled the series. New York came out guns blazing yesterday. I mean, their first period, obviously, I'm sure they were juiced up going into that building. But the thing that you like about the Cats is just like every third period, they feel like they've worn your ass out.
That is true. Like. Everybody looks tired. Which is amazing how they could ever lose an overtime game, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the sport. Weird,
right? No, I know.
That's the sport. You got Anton Lundell's winner yesterday, Marcos. The thing that really broke open the dam before they got an empty netter to go up 2 in the third period. Finn for the win, dude. Anton Lundell, handsome, goes up 2-1 for the Cats.
Right side for Roslovic. He whips it on net. A right pad save made by Bobrovsky, and the rebound is taken out of harm's way. Luostarinen then on for Lundell. Left side of the circle. Lundell a shot, and he scores! Anton Lundell gives the Panthers their first lead of the night. He lets it rip out of the left circle. It's 2-1 with 9:38 to play here in the third.
Oh, big goal for baby Barkey.
Was that early for them to go empty net?
They did. I thought so. I thought, especially just because I just feel like in a weird way, Igor Shesterkin is in a weird way. Like, he feels like all the momentum they get and really got the fans into it
is
anytime he makes a good save. So it did feel a little bit early, but it was also like, when Bennett gets that puck, dude, I mean, like, you just, oh no. you could feel Madison Square Garden, just the heart drop from their throats because, oh no, here and over.
Right.
Over. And yeah, they got their cute little deflection there at the end to make it more respectable.
Another deflection.
We know what it is.
God.
We know what it is, dude.
I may or may not have already been building my case as that late deflection went in,
Mhm.
because it was right. I had said nothing the whole game,
Right.
to avoid any accusations of mushery.
Appreciated.
The one time I did, we went up 3-1. Seconds after I sent the text message, he scored that goal. And I immediately went, okay, well, technically J-Fig texted after me, and then Leroy texted after me too. And if you look at the time of the goal in comparison to the time of the text, that's how nervous I was for that last 45 seconds.
No,
And then
not as nervous as me, dude.
Easy peasy,
Dude.
Did you end up going to the watch party, or did you watch it from home?
No, I watched it from home. Hey, and that little baby looks like Aaron Feld.
A little bit, yeah.
Baby. Yeah, when he was like, it's Friday.
So the Panthers win 3-2 yesterday. Your game winner there, Anton Lundell put him up. Sam Bennett with the empty netter. You got that one from Doug Plagan yesterday to put the Cats up 3-1.
Around it goes. Kachuk far side. It bounced by him. The Rangers will try and set up shop. A pass here to the near side. Got away. And Luostarinen taps it out to center. Battle for it here on the near boards. Zibanejad. Bennett took it away. Bennett to the offensive end. Makes a move. Bennett near circle. A shot. And he scores on the open net. Sam Bennett gives the Panthers a 3-1 lead with 1:52 to play here in the third.
Still nervous. I was still nervous.
Were you? I wasn't nervous.
Yeah, no, because hockey,
really
man,
wasn't nervous
hockey
anytime
has,
in the third
listen, this sport has scarred me. Watching so much hockey this year and watching so much of the Panthers with all the crazy things that have happened at the end of games and in overtimes. I like you.
But that's only been this series. I mean, they really like they had that obviously in going down 2-1 in this series, but I mean, the Panthers they have just an odd control over all of this stuff.
You know what it is? It's we make fun of Paul Maurice, but that's exactly how to say no. Look, we've done some good things there, and they got the goal there, and but for the most part, I thought we controlled the puck, and I thought, and you're like, he's right, but why do I feel so in all these games when I know the Panthers are controlling the puck? I know they have the puck most of the game.
Like, because you could have, they're sitting there whining about the ice the entire time. They're like,
oh man. Can I just tell you?
Sean, it's colder in here.
That puck was bouncing around like nobody's business, right?
I don't understand. Like, is it terrible in New York now?
Well,
like, why is their ice terrible? They don't have the Knicks playing. So
no, because here's what happens. It's a temporary, like it's almost like a temporary thing to where sometimes the ice isn't as
so who's ruining the ice? Billy Joel? Like, what else do they got going on?
No, they got a lot of it's just like
fix your ice, dude.
I mean, fix your ice,
Here.
fix your field.
You know what?
Something.
You know what? Do me a favor, New York. You won't have to worry about it this year, but just do me the solid. Next year, fix your ice, dude.
How can you fix it when you have a lot of other events there?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
On that sphere that James Dolan owns.
I got to tell you what's crazy. In hot ass Florida, we don't hear these complaints.
Yeah, we're a real organization.
Real organization, dude.
All right. Florida fix the humidity. No can do. Holy smokes.
Like, imagine that. Imagine multiple.
I'm honestly surprised that we are able to, it doesn't seep through the building because it's so hot.
Yeah,
I don't even know how it's possible.
And keep in mind, you're right on the Everglades. So all that moisture is just right there.
Sometimes I'm surprised a Burmese python doesn't just slither out onto the ice.
Oh no, they're cold-blooded. They die, right?
They wouldn't die, but I think they'd be like
snakes on the ice after a win.
No, we have rats, dude. Idiot.
Snakes and rats on the ice. Well, that wouldn't go well for the rats.
No. -1 for killing our mascot.
-1.
You're upsetting horny Victor E. Rat.
So yeah, we got Saturday. We got Saturday.
Saturday closeout night, baby.
Right.
Saturday's closeout night. Closeout night, and then what is it?
Oh, there you go. Somebody just said it.
What?
Their ice is elevated, so it means there's a layer underneath. So there's air underneath it, and ours is flat on the ground.
Listen, you would think that they would, they fancy themselves hockey fans up there. You think they would take care of their ice, but they don't.
Nope, not our problem.
Bums.
Horrible.
Don't worry, it'll all be over soon.
Got a
Cats
puck
and six.
bouncing around like a damn basketball.
Oh,
Sick of these places, dude. They get this lore. Lambeau Field, Arrowhead Stadium, the Mecca. They're
Hey.
all bums, dude.
Lambeau
Hard Rock
Field.
Stadium.
That crap is fun. Oh my god, you talk about an event. They ain't got nothing else to do there.
True. Green Bay. Oof.
well, we'll take a quick break. We'll hear from some of the key parties in this one: Paul Maurice, Barkey, Lundell, Bob.
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 Oopsies.
Back after
Oopsies
this.
galore.
Sicker than your average. Pop a twist, cabbage on instinct. You don't think, stink pink.
You made your choice, Trocheck.
No, he didn't. Oh my God! Stop it. Can I
Welcome
just say
back,
this?
everybody.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
When I went back to Cleveland and played for Minnesota, I got cheered like I was a Brown.
We'll cheer for him in the regular season. No
It
friends.
was a weird thing.
No friends. No goals.
He still scares the hell out of me though, because every time he gets, I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah, even Maurice was talking about this yesterday. He goes like, listen, I can't figure out how to stop the guy.
Yeah.
Enough of them already. Wish him well, but enough of them. If you got cat fever, 305-567-0560. Let's hear from some of the parties.
What am I gonna do when it's Panther?
Hmm?
I've already drank my Celsius.
I could do the Celsius read now. Like, we don't have to do it when we do it. You want me to do this? Cat talk here brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers. Go get one of these right here.
Leroy.
That strawberry watermelon. Yeah. Listen, this is the anti-intangible drink right here. Strawberry and watermelon. Look here.
Looks refreshing.
Refreshing. I needed something to pick me up because I couldn't go to sleep last night. Woo.
Let's hear from Anton Lundell. Whether you call him Baby Barkov, whether you call him the finisher, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, I see what you did there.
He's good. This kid, he's good. Blonde hair, handsome dude. Sitting there with ESPN afterwards. Here he was on giving the Cats the lead for good.
Anton, when you were 13, you and your family came from vacation Finland to New York, and you toured Madison Square Garden. Could you have imagined that moment back then?
No. This would have been my wildest dream to ever even play in NHL and I mean to play in playoffs and conference finals. So I mean, can't get much better than this.
You guys now have the New York Rangers, the President's Trophy winners, on the brink of elimination. How big was this win?
Huge win. But obviously the series still open. You know, we have one more win to go. So I mean, now we're gonna rest, look at some video, and go again in a couple of days.
What stands out about the way you guys played that third period?
Just felt like we knew exactly how to play. We didn't give too much. I mean, obviously they're always gonna get some chances, but Bob was great. We played really good as a team. We battled really hard. So we made it hard for them, and we were lucky to get one goal and get the win.
What was your feeling when your goal went in?
Unreal, you know. You always want to score in big games, and I was happy that it went in.
What's it going to take to close them out in Game 6 in Florida?
It's going to be a new challenge, you know. Everything starts from zero, and we know they're going to come with all energy, and we wanna match that. You know, we want to be ready when the game starts, and play a full good 60 minutes.
There you go. Anton Lundell with ESPN's Emily Kaplan after.
You know what's crazy?
Hmm?
Like, these hockey players from all over the world, if you never hear them talk, sometimes the accent catches you off guard, right? Like, I know he's Finnish, but I'm not familiar with the accent, and then I hear it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, I like that.
It happens. Well, I'm a little accustomed to it because of golf. Because, golfers are from all over the world. So
Sure.
When they interview them, you're like,
560, you're on the air.
Hey, I wasn't feeling good today. I had to call in again. I'm about to get fired, dude.
What's your name, buddy?
I keep on calling in.
What's your name?
My name is Christian.
Hey, Christian, man. I'm sorry, not feeling good. What do you
bar coughing all night?
You keep bar coughing all night?
I've been hearing that going
Yeah,
on.
bar coughing, dude, kachucking, shirking, whatever that is.
Hey, that last one. Hey, he got to get a +1 for that.
That's great.
He got to get a +1 for that.
Caller.
Hey, Yeah, that.
You got that Joe Rose drop of it. Go, oh! That's what it was. Oh man. If you got cat fever, 305-567-0560. We want to know. There's a pandemic out there. We want to make sure everybody's okay. So let us know how you're dealing with your cat fever.
Can I just say this?
Sure.
I watched a little bit of that in between periods. I watched that Denver Minnesota game.
Dallas, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Dallas, yeah. And I want one.
You want a Luka?
Or a Kyrie. Like, come on. These two, and wait, let me be clear. They're the elite of the elite. So I'm not, but what I'm saying is that they got two guys. They've done something nobody's done. Scored 30. Both scored 30 3 times. But like, you don't watch these games and see, yeah, our team's missing that.
That our team's missing one of the maybe missing the best player in the NBA?
No. See, I tried to. I hate you.
Why?
You know what the hell I'm saying.
I get it. I've told you, yes, they're two of the prettiest offensive players in the league. Yeah,
no, but I'm saying every team has two of those guys.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a Beluga whale down here. Of course.
All right.
I've said that.
Not him. You're not gonna get him.
We'll see.
Isn't it weird though? Here's what I love about sports. When Kyrie got to Dallas, no chance. This will never work. Kyrie is, come on.
Right. But the thing that's funny is it didn't work at first. Like it was
because he just got there. We said the same thing about Paul Maurice.
Okay. But the thing that was interesting about it is like Kyrie
had a past that we.
Well, he was kind of on a run of stinkers.
Right.
Like every
No,
place
that's
that
what
he
I'm
went,
saying.
it flamed out.
I can accept people saying that it was going to work with Kyrie based on what Kyrie had done on his previous teams.
Yeah.
Right. So
was he yelling at Snoop last night, Luka?
They were going back and forth. He was, because I mean, look, first of all, because Snoop, I mean, Kyrie was on one last night. I mean, he was getting to the rim, he was making threes, and he just do a little drive-by by Snoop. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Oh man.
Can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't ever want to discredit anybody from winning an award. But I'm gonna say this: NBA voters, NBA in general. Y'all keep giving Rudy Gobert the defensive player of the year, and he can't even be on the floor in certain moments of the game.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a problem.
I don't know if anybody can stop Luka, dude. He's ridiculous. Like even seeing Bam against him this year was like, because Bam made it tough even on Joker this year.
Right.
But Luka will just pull up from anywhere. He'll shoot over.
So he doesn't really move fast, but he's moving fast enough.
He's incredible. He's incredible. The pace that he plays at, it's not like Kyrie's not, but I've seen guys bottle up Kyrie. It's just like between the size and everything else, it's just he's ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Right.
Because like they're talking about, Jaylen Brown's got the physicality to bother Luka.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop.
I don't think anybody does.
Here's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna start with Jaylen Brown on him. They're gonna start with Jason Tatum because they want size. They want length. Because he'll just shoot over Jaylen Brown. Like, have you guys been watching this dude play?
Jason Tatum versus Luka is going to be a tough one for the
I was going to
refs.
say, he's going to shoot.
A lot of belly aching.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but we'll get back into them later. I want to hear some more. Let's hear from Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
He was talking
I knew you go play Bob. Right? Like you were itching to play. You wanted to play Bob first, didn't you?
Sergei was asked about if Anton Lundell is the next Alexander Barkov, and here's what Bob had to say.
I think every player has a unique skill set, and unique mindset too. So he's gonna be Anton Lundell, and he's gonna be a superstar too.
Wow. Wow. I mean, 22, you know.
That's the other thing that catches me off guard. You know, in most sports, I can pretty much have an idea. Basketball is starting to get me this way because guys are coming into the league so early, right? But hockey, like I lose track of how old these guys are or how young they are, and it catches me off guard. Like,
yeah, well, Paul Maurice was talking last night about him. He's like, it's kind of like the Nico thing, right? Like you play in Finland at 15, you know.
Right.
There's some guy who probably makes cuckoo clocks who's like smoking cigarettes on the ice.
No,
I don't know why I picture Finland like that.
Why
cuckoo clocks too?
Wait, why has got to be a cuckoo clock?
Make?
I don't even know.
They just make assassin hockey players, apparently.
What is Finland famous for?
Their main export includes
please be cuckoo clocks.
Cuckoo clocks. Wow, dude,
that's
crazy. Nah, that's just boring stuff. Like dairy products, fish. Who cares? Telecommunications equipment.
Really?
Thanks, Finland.
Interesting.
Well, they probably ought to try to do some work with AT&T because their telecommunications sucks.
And just like that, they cut your cord again.
Yeah. No.
Here was you want to hear Paul Maurice get tickled?
Oh my goodness.
Our boy David Dork was boots on the ground at the Mecca yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh,
he was tickling.
When is he coming back? Oh, he ain't gonna be back.
We can have one whenever.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
he's
that.
probably traveling
He'll be
today.
flying right now. I texted him.
That's what I said. He's traveling.
Here he was tickling Paul Maurice yesterday.
Paul, you guys, according to the stat sheet, had just one giveaway tonight. Is that something that you?
That is awesome.
Is that something?
Just don't tell me Bobrovsky had it.
No. Do you want to know who it was?
Yeah, who was it?
Eki.
Oh, he's out.
Is that something that you guys talked about, or I mean, you were surprised by it, so I don't know if.
No, you know what? And to be fair, I don't follow the qualification of what a giveaway is. There were so many puck battles on the walls that I thought we had control of the puck that we didn't make a play, and it's into their feet, and then they get possession of it. I would count that as a giveaway. I think the change of possession, it's either forced or it's not in some ways. What am I trying to say? I think there's a hell of a lot more giveaways in that game for two coaches, and Ekblad's out.
This is, by the way, reminder.
Yeah, he just reminded us. Oh yeah.
Just for research purposes, it was 11-1 in favor of the Panthers.
Oh,
so
damn.
Yeah.
So that's probably why maybe he wasn't stressing it as much. But I'm sure dude who looks like mafioso with the giant suits over there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I got to tell you, hockey is like, again, I can't say this enough. I have never been more up and down watching anything more than I have watching hockey.
Look, not to steal the Levitard game, but Paul Lavalette, he looks like he's running like numbers outside of a butcher.
He does. He got the little facial scar. Like he had to collect one time, right?
Like just the giant pinstripe suits. I'm like, this guy breaks thumbs. Like this guy,
like Goodfellas.
Yeah, like he breaks thumbs. It's like there's no doubt about it.
This guy owns a speakeasy for sure.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show after this.
This out.
Did you guys know this is the most remixed song in the history of music?
I don't believe it.
What?
DJ Zog told me. He said there's literally 1 million remixes of the song.
Of what song?
Well, how does he prove that?
How do you prove that, DJ Zog? He counted.
I don't believe him.
Hey, no, what song? What song? What song?
Show Me Love. You got to show me love.
Oh, because oh, you know why? Because they put that. Everybody uses that in clubs as an under. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he means by remix.
Yeah, but where's the tally of all this? Like, what do I go? Spotify, YouTube.
But he's looking at it. He's looking at it from a DJ standpoint, in that every time a DJ puts a set together, they'll use this.
Interesting.
He'll use it, you know what I mean, and kind of remix it or whatever, because it's got a good club undertone. Yeah. Right.
Who we got banging the drum tomorrow, boys?
Oh, that's good.
Who we got banging the drum?
That's a good idea. Let's see. Most recent was Levon Hernandez, right?
Yep.
All right, so we've covered baseball. We've covered football with Mark before.
Is basketball in town? I mean, baseball in town?
Baseball's in town, but they got a series.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
do I really want to need them touching the drum, if I'm being honest? Jazz, maybe.
That's what I was saying. Jazz Chisholm.
As is on fire, but I think he's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Let's see.
Bad Bunny. Is he still in
Is
town?
he hanging?
I don't know. I know he was in town last weekend. But...
Can we do Rick Ross? Pitbull?
Pitbull? Anyone? Trick Daddy? Go music
Uncle
with
Luke? Anybody else you guys want to throw the
Yeah.
Kodak? Is he available?
I don't know.
Anthony Edwards. Might as well, right?
He's got nothing to do. He could tour South Florida.
Yep.
I will say on the whale scale yesterday, bad news for the beluga whale, but we put our first tag in on Ant.
Hey,
he's gonna realize.
Here's what it is. It's the Rudy Gobert.
Oh yeah. That cat. That cat. Look at this.
Can I just say this? He's really good. Shouldn't he be so much more dominant with his size and how he shoots?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of what everybody has been saying about Karl Anthony Towns since he got into the league.
Right.
Since he walked into the league and just wouldn't stop missing 3-pointers. They're like, how come they're not better with him?
Right.
What's the deal? What's up with that? And he's confounding. That's why like he's the only man in the history of basketball to score 60, and the coach is like, you're not finishing the game. He's like, what?
Is there a lot of similarities from him and Anthony Davis early on in Anthony Davis's career? A lot of people were saying some of the same things, that he didn't take over games when he should, and then now recently he's been pretty dominant at times. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't gotten there yet, because they're very similar in how they.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is known as like a 3-point shooter. Like Anthony Edwards is not a shooter.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Anthony Davis with the Lakers.
Anthony
Remember
Davis,
when he was in New Orleans?
Yeah,
very similar.
I know. I'm sorry. I meant Anthony Davis is not known as a shooter.
Okay, I got you.
So like they're
he's always a good defender too.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
but I mean, and that's the thing with that athletic ability and the ability to move the way he does at that size. That's what makes him a great defender. Karl Anthony Towns, no, he doesn't even like. I mean, he was one of the best defenders against Joker or against Luka. It didn't mean that they were gonna, he was gonna win every battle, but he created the most resistance.
Well, he was just ice cold to start the series. Like the guy, built a brick house like a third little pig.
I mean, he wasn't even hitting the rim, dude.
Nope, not even close. Did you guys see Tyler Hero yesterday commenting on PJ Washington?
Yeah, I did see that actually.
His former Kentucky Wildcat teammate.
Poor Charlotte is just like, what the hell?
It's just like, why are we taking shots from Tyler Hero just out of nowhere?
Western Conference Finals.
Tyler Hero went on his IG Live and he says, how you go from Charlotte to the finals? You really made it out the mud with this one.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about him and then Gafford, who also is out of Washington. So they took a picture together because we went from Washington and Charlotte to the NBA Finals this season.
And more importantly, contributing and being one of the reasons as to why.
Absolutely.
Right. So everybody looked at those two trades early in the year and go, lateral moves, nothing. No, and these guys have been amazing.
Yeah. Reminds me of when the Heat got Iguodala and Jay Crowder in the middle of their 2020 season.
Yeah.
Huge role upgrades.
Right.
For that team.
It's always part of a championship run. You always got to pick up someone.
I agree.
Like
those are important.
Birdman, that one time that we what was that, a 12? That was good. Needed him.
Birdman was the old Kevin Love. He give you 5 minutes, but if you try to extend him for longer than 5 minutes, no sir.
Oh man, Birdman was crazy. the thing with Birdman that was even more nuts is it was on a 10-day contract. Like 10-day contract, just building up and building up. Schmieden says saddest man in America right now, Grant Williams. That's accurate.
Oh man.
Seeing both your former teams. See, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
He pulled the anti PJ Washington.
Yeah.
You see both of your former teams in the NBA Finals after they both got rid of you.
They had to play Birdman like hockey, like 1 minute stretches, get him out shifts. Yep. Yeah, because if you left him out there too long.
Did you see yesterday, by the way, Marcos?
Oh no.
Could be dealing with a conundrum.
Oh no.
So the latest team.
Get out of here.
That's on the trail.
I saw this. Wait. This made me feel good for one reason.
Oh, okay.
Because these streets, if this happens, which I doubt, right? I doubt it. The streets gonna need a body. And that body's gonna be yours for bad mouthing us and putting the hex out there that we end up with the one guy you would never want on your team.
So the new rumor is if Jimmy Butler actually does become available, that the Golden State Warriors want to get in the game for Jimmy Butler should he become available.
God.
Which leads me to think two things, Frog Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Either
Jimmy
Butler ends up with Klay Thompson and could win a championship with him. And how would that make you feel? Or because they're maybe a little tepid about paying their money to Klay.
Yeah.
What if he ends up on the Heat?
We'll take it.
But here, wait. Here's an alternative scenario that we never considered. Okay. A 3-teamer with picks and Klay going to Charlotte, right?
He wanted to go to the big rumor team with
Orlando. I mean Orlando. I don't know. I always get Orlando and Charlotte mixed up. So
both
sorry.
thumbs, I understand.
Yeah, it's fair.
So he ends up in Orlando and we get picks and it'll be a 3 or 4 man team trade.
Having if the Heat, this is the thing that's interesting about it. If the Heat do get picks from certain teams, like you're wondering, like, what are the most valuable? If you get Golden State's like picks down the road, because eventually that gravy train's going to end. Like Steph's going to retire. They've already shown they'll tank too.
Yeah.
Warriors picks feel like they could be, could be kind of juicy to trade and flip somewhere else. Obviously, I don't want them, but it is. I saw that yesterday. I was like, well, all right. It probably wouldn't happen. Because I feel like if you're trading for Jimmy Butler, you're going to keep Klay Thompson. But what if Jimmy Butler puts the Warriors back over the top? Jesus. And then
so but here's the deal. If you have Jimmy, do you need what's his name? Not Klay. The other Draymond. Because like I believe this, and nobody's gonna say it because of what he has done for the franchise. I think they're tired of it.
So you'd say they want to call up the Heat and trade Draymond Green for?
I think to somewhere.
Interesting.
I just like they've been good troopers in all of his situations,
Mhm.
But you can just see when they're asking Steph and they're asking Klay and they're asking the coach, and it's just wearing on them.
This is going to be a fascinating thing, though, because when we were talking to Anthony yesterday and talking about like, well, how is Jimmy Butler's camp going to handle not getting the extension? And then if there really is this whole, I guess you could call it bidding war for him, because according to reports, there are what, 3 teams at least that we know about that would offer him a max. Let's say one of them wasn't the Warriors. So now you're adding like all these teams. I mean, are the Heat actually going to be in a position where they could, like, if they're really done with the Jimmy era, and I don't want them to be, I'm just, so I'm clear. I want Jimmy.
They're going to be in a position where they got to listen.
Yeah, they're going to be in a position where they have like all these offers for him. And
here's the deal, though. What if you can bring in a bona fide star and maybe a couple of picks that are more in line with the youth that you have on your team?
Yeah, with Bam, for sure.
Right, Bam.
Yeah, that's the interesting question. And I think that's what they're asking themselves is what are we handing the keys and making this Bam's team now? Because it is Jimmy's team right now.
It is, but
it's still Jimmy's team.
Is it safe to say Bam is more dependable?
Of course. Of just of showing up every day. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But that's
sure.
I mean, that's part of it. If you listen to what Pat has been saying, the thing that's driven him the most crazy is guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything else.
Bam said some interesting things too, like about, with like the Detroit game winner, how he wants more of those opportunities too. And so like you wonder with him, like, does he want it at the end of games? Now, if you have Spider, I'm sure Spider's going to take some shots too, but like it's always about him getting people open, and it's always about him doing the unselfish things, and maybe he wants to be a little more selfish, and maybe the Heat are going to go in that direction. I don't know. That's what makes this so fascinating.
You can only do that with Bam though if he's the 4.
I agree. Yeah, you got to recraft the roster.
Right. You can't do it if big boy.
The Purdue guy.
Do say it like Hawk. Big monster. Big monster. You smash. Don't smash. Big monster.
Take a break. Some more fodder coming out of Dolphins land with the Jalen Waddle contract. We'll get to that coming up. Our Tua is next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Going to talk coming up later this hour with Anthony Lionheart Smith, number 10 UFC light heavyweight. Fought for the title a couple of times for the light heavyweight. Could have won against Jon Jones, but he's a man. You want to know why he's a man of honor?
Why?
Jon Jones struck him in the head with a knee, which would have been disqualification.
Yeah.
He gets the title.
That's true.
But he wouldn't do it. Wouldn't take the belt. He's like, nope, I'm fine. Let's just
Struck
finish
in the
this.
head with a knee.
So if you're down, right? Like if you're up
Oh,
against
you
down,
can't if you're on the ground.
that's a disqualification loss, and the belt would have changed hands. And we've seen Aljamain Sterling did that against Petr Yan. He took the belt.
Ooh.
Took the belt, took the title.
They stopped the fight right there, and they're like, that's it, done.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Especially if you look boozy enough and you don't stop. Yeah.
I would have taken
And so
it.
but he's a man. He didn't do it.
Yep.
He didn't do it. So guy's been one of the best light heavyweights in the world, but he's really good on television. He's on the broadcast this week for UFC 302, Poirier Makachev. So we will talk to him about that and other shenanigans coming up.
I just want to ask him about the crouching tiger, hidden dragon move that Poirier swears he can pull.
He just, you know what? His last fight, he just won. He did the move. He won with the guillotine.
A flying guillotine?
They were up in the pocket and he just jumped onto the guy like a spider monkey, threw his legs around him, and then took the guy to the ground and choked him out.
So it wasn't quite a flying one, but it was standing up.
But he jumped into it, basically.
Can I just tell you, after further review,
yep,
I used to think getting kicked in the head was the worst way to go.
That's
getting choked out standing up.
Right. I remember Jon Jones did that too. I think it was Lyoto Machida. He did a standing guillotine, but just stood up and then didn't even bring it to the ground. Just stood up because he was so long. Choked, but a lot of people got mad at Jon because he won the time. I thought it was one of the coolest moves I've ever seen. But he let Machida after he choked him out just to fall like a sack of potatoes.
Were you supposed to lay him down?
I think people were mad about that. Like, you just let this legend go down. Let's get to headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck in a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Panthers take a
new shirt in the rotation there.
Me?
Yeah, it looked like you went to the weed store and bought that shirt.
I did. That's exactly where I got it. Exactly where I got it.
I did question him when we first got it. I was like, "Oh, so we just wear whatever we want on Fridays?" And then
palm trees.
Tobin was like, "Palm
trees.
Palm trees aren't out.
Palm trees. Oh,
you know, if it was me though, you'd be like, "Where'd you get that shirt from, dude? You look like you celebrate 420 every day."
I don't know, man. Sometimes my wife comes home, she's like, "Yeah, I got you some shirt."
So wait, nobody brought that to your attention that maybe those aren't palm trees?
Palm trees are not weed.
It looked like fresh buds. Palm trees are big, dude.
The only thing I'm high on right now are the cats.
Yeah,
they're up 3-2 on the. Oh, Bernie wants to go. Hey, Bernie, how are you?
Yeah, I just came out of the doctor's office. I did an MRI.
Oh no, are you okay?
They told me I have stage 4 cat fever.
Cat fever! Wow! Let's go! Wow. Best of luck in your recovery, my friend. I believe Saturday night it might hit an all-time high, though.
Oh, Bernie,
thanks, Bernie. Stage 4.
That's not good.
Wow,
it's great.
It's great. About to be stage win 4.
Yeah.
Woo-wee! So you have that. Marlins, they host the Rangers starting tonight. 3-game series against the defending champs. First pitch is set for 7:10. So that's cool. The Marlins, by the way, they are giving away Yuri Perez bobbleheads on Sunday if you guys are bobblehead fans.
Not playing this season, though.
Yeah, but you already ordered him. He's going to play for the Marlins for a long time to come. He's like, what is he, 20?
Yeah, but I don't trust the Marlins. We'll trade him for a corn dog machine.
It's a good-looking bobblehead, though.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's a good-looking bobblehead. So if you like bobbleheads, that's coming your way. It is our Tua, and Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio.
Ooh.
He had this report yesterday off the Jalen Waddle contract that had said that Tyreek Hill has been pushing for a new contract since the end of the season. Was those with no restructuring for Tyreek Hill. Back-to-back record seasons where he's 1 and 2 for the Dolphins of all-time receiving yards.
Yes.
And of course was banged up. The big goal was for 2K this year, but definitely was slowed down after that terrible tackle against the Titans. But here's Florio. He was on with on the Joe Rose this morning with Danny Rabinowitz and Omar Kelly filling in for Joe. And here was Florio on the Tyreek Hill situation.
Tyreek Hill has been trying to get a new contract since the 2023 season ended. It makes sense. He had a great year, 1,799 receiving yards, would have had 2,000, but for that combination hip drop, horse collar tackle against the Titans that messed up his ankle. He's 30 now. This is the time to go get paid. And I think that's the next step here. And I think it's going to happen after Justin Jefferson gets his contract, which could come by next week.
You think Justin Jefferson's going to get his contract? You think Justin Jefferson?
I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance he has a deal before their mandatory minicamp. It's either that or training camp. Those are the two next points worth watching. There's a chance. The Vikings have to come around on structure still and also total dollars. But I think what's happening is Hill wants the A.J. Brown deal was the thing that really got Tyreek's attention because he signed right about the same time Tyreek did. They both had 3 years left on their contracts. Brown gets a new deal despite having 3 years left. Tyreek wants one. And this Jefferson deal, I think they're going to try to catch it or beat it if and when it comes here in the next couple of weeks.
All right, there you go. Mike Florio this morning on the Joe Rose Show. Omar Kelly and Danny Rabinowitz filling in for Joe. What do you make of that, Leroy, that Tyreek Hill wants some more money, even in spite of being one of the highest paid wide receivers? I know that there's like some fugazi stuff with whether guaranteed, whether or not, but he wants a boost in pay, Leroy. Do you think that he gets it, or do you feel like this heading towards some drama? Of course, he is older than Jalen Waddle. He's 30, but does not look like he's slowing down by any means of the imagination. So what do you think of Tyreek Hill wanting a new deal?
I would say this. They're always reworking deals. They redid his deal already once. So
I don't think they have redone his deal already. They just gave him the deal. I don't think so.
No, they when the contract he signed when he got here.
Yeah.
And then they restructured it.
No, they didn't. That was noticeable. They didn't restructure it.
They didn't?
No.
I thought they restructured his and a couple of other guys.
It was everybody thought that they were going to restructure, but it was noticeable this year that they didn't touch his contract.
There's a report here from March of 2023. NBC Sports says ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Miami has restructured receiver Tyreek Hill's contract to save them $18 million.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah. So it's not.
I thought everybody thought that they was going to do it this year.
No, it's not. They did it to sign they made all these trades and then gave all these other guys big money. You got to restructure these deals so you have that money available. So they're always doing this with their top guys. Like again, I remember I told you yesterday that Patrick Mahomes his contract got redone.
So do you think it's a drama or no big deal?
I don't think it's that big of a deal because what they did do was pay Jalen Waddle, who they think is the future. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So it is quite possible that they could redo it and give him a couple of extra dollars or, restructure. Here's what they do. And if you read it in the chat, they'll take the same amount of money, right? The same amount of contract, move it up to incentives where roster bonus and what have you, and then you get a nice fat check for 30, 40 million.
So that's
but
not
it's the
really
same money.
So it's not really a raise.
Not
It's
necessarily. No.
So,
right.
because this sounds like he wants a raise. Like he wants more money on whatever the cap number is.
No, he just want money. Right? Like contrary to popular belief that you can structure anything to almost pay him. How many times you hear the guy you just gave 50 million a year restructured his deal and saved the team 30 million, but that guy gets $100 million check. Right? It's all in how you word it. So last year or a couple of years ago, he did a $10 million roster bonus and a $16 million salary into signing bonus. So it depends on how much money counts against the cap on that year and allows you to do other things. Now, here's where you need to worry about all these things, right? All these different players. When they stop reworking these deals, now they're looking for when can we take the hit and get out of it?
Right.
Because usually, like the Tyreeks, the Tuas, the Chubbs, the Jalen Phillips, who's going to be coming up pretty soon, the Waddles. Don't be surprised if right next year they go, Jalen Waddle restructures his contract, got a check for $30 million, and it's going to save the team $20 million. Right? This is how they do it to stay ahead of the cap while keeping all of their players. When they stop.
But if this is one of those things though, where if he just wants to be, I guess AJ Brown's the highest, probably going to be Justin Jefferson being the highest. Like at the end of this, Tyreek Hill just wants to be the highest paid wide receiver.
Yeah, but if that's the case, why would he want it now? Because no matter what, you're not going to be the highest because there's 4 guys that are up that are going to get paid more than you.
Yeah, yes, unless I guess Rosenhaus just waits it out.
Yeah, you almost think about it. Think of the guys who are up. Okay, you got Jefferson. You got who's a kid from Cincinnati?
Jamar Chase. CeeDee
Lamb. Like just those 3 guys right there with what Jalen Waddle just did. Like if Tyreek signs now, he's still going to end up right next to Jalen Waddle because those guys are going to use that to get more money.
Fueled by Dew. What's going on, man?
There we go. For starters, cat scratch fever.
Wow, you're all right. Are you feeling okay?
Feeling all right, dude? You sound
we got a little soy sauce in our system. It ain't no complaints.
All right.
I love to shoot myself, but I'm not gonna be that fucking weird.
Dump him,
Well, fun while it lasted.
Fueled by
body. He sounded like he went and got his shirt at the tree place too.
He did. I'm not gonna lie. Fueled by Dew. You sound high as a kite, Yogi.
It's that cat scratch fever, according to him.
Take a break. Talk to Anthony Smith coming on up. We'll talk some badassery with him. Continue to celebrate the Panthers. We'll get more into this Dolphins contract situation. There was also some stuff coming out on Tua and what he's looking for. Back after this.
888-439-4252. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your
Here we go again. Bad Boy South. Get on Field USA.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 5-6 WQAM celebrating Panthers. They got a win yesterday, up 3-2 on the New York Rangers. And also up in that area over in New Jersey. Got a big fight coming up on ESPN Plus pay-per-view tomorrow, Leroy.
Yes.
Boy, our adopted son, Dustin Poirier, been training down in South Florida for a long time. He is taking on Islam Makhachev for the lightweight championship of the world, bringing in a badass and an expert, one of the best fighters on the planet, one of the best light heavyweights on the planet, and does just a tremendous job on the broadcast desk for ESPN. Anthony Lionheart-Smith joining us here on the show. What's going on, Anthony? Thanks for the time this morning, man.
Hey, no worries. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. Go ahead, Leroy. You're very excited to get Anthony's opinion on this this plan that Dustin has with jumping the ghillie.
So the flying guillotine, like,
right?
Like, is it probably the most dangerous move to try and to win a fight because it puts you in the most vulnerable position? Because Dustin Poirier thinks he can do it to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, listen, every jiu-jitsu coach worth his weight in salt will tell you never jump a guillotine, especially on a high-level wrestler, because if you don't get the submission, you just gave up a dominant position. You get Islam Makhachev on top of you, whatever time is left in the round is probably exactly how long you're going to spend on your back. So
right.
You gotta respect Dustin's resiliency. Like, he just kept, even in between rounds in the Saint Denis fight, he's like, I can get it. I can get it.
Have you ever had a moment in a fight like that where you were like, I can do this, I know I can, and your corner's like, just move on. It's not
100%. Sometimes you get into these fights and you just have a moment where you're just shoving a square peg through a round hole, and eventually those edges are gonna round out, you think. But sometimes you got to move on, but sometimes you just keep forcing it and you force it and you force it. Sometimes you can make it happen. I honestly, as weird as it sounds, I think his guillotine attempt in this fight is going to be his best takedown defense. Because Dustin Poirier is not going to be able to stop Islam Makhachev from taking him down repeatedly. That's just how it's going to go. But if he can threaten a submission and get Islam to back off a little bit, I think that'd be his best takedown defense.
Yeah, you won your last fight with this move, Anthony. So, like, what is
Thanks
the key?
to Dustin Poirier, if we're being honest. I heard him say in Miami that he'd never gotten a guillotine finish, so it made me think, when's the last time I finished a guillotine? And I realized I'd never finished one in a fight. 57 professional fights. I'd never even jumped a guillotine before. So I owe that to Dustin Poirier.
He's like sweet. He's like, he's giving it's spreading for everybody. Everybody's just like, you know what? It's a great idea.
It's a bunch of ghillie gooses around here.
Hey, that would be terrifying to me. Like, I used to think the head kick was the worst way to go, but now just getting choked out standing up.
Yeah, it sucks. Like when you know you're stuck and you can't breathe anymore, you got the legs wrapped around you, you can't pass the guard, you can't break the grip. Like, as crazy as it sounds, between fighters, that's more dominant of a win between like me and you.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you throw a head kick, you land a big shot, you knock me out. We both know that could have gone the other way.
Right.
Had, a couple inches. But like, you catch someone in a choke like that, in more archaic days, I just killed you.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Anthony, if he doesn't go winning this via guillotine, like how does he get this done? Because I know like the odds say, it's 23-1 that he wins via submission. So do you see a path for Dustin, or is Islam just too well rounded? I mean, people are saying maybe he's better than Khabib is. Like, how does he get it done? Because you never see Dustin Poirier as this big of an underdog.
Well, if we're just being very honest and we're talking X's and O's here, Dustin Poirier he's got an uphill battle here. I don't know that we see him finish the guillotine. It's possible, but I think we've talked about it so much. We've kept it in the in the forefront of Islam's brain. So I think that Dustin Poirier needs to hurt Islam early. He's got to get his respect early. He's got to get him backing up. Those dominant wrestlers don't shoot so well off their back foot when they're backing up. And we've seen in the Oliveira fight, Oliveira was able to back Islam up. And he shot a lot less because it's hard to back up and then shoot forward. The mechanics just don't work. So if he can hurt him early and he can put something big on him and he can get his respect and take the center of the octagon, that's going to help Dustin Poirier a lot. And if we're talking this fight goes to a decision, it's probably not Dustin Poirier who's going to win it. He needs to hurt him. He needs a finish. Could he hurt him big with a big right hand, that lead hook, and then jump the gilly? It's possible. But I just feel like there's something in the air happening right now. It reminds me a lot of the Cody Rhodes, finish the story. Like there's something that feels special about this event. In terms of X's and O's, I can't give you a clear path to victory for Dustin Poirier. But I just feel like with guys like that, there's more to it than the X's and the O's. There's intangibles that you can't see and you can't feel.
He's a warrior. He's a warrior. That's what it is. He finds a way.
He does. And eventually you keep guys like that on the outside for so long. And I don't remember who said it, but if you keep the guy outside the club forever, right there at the door, eventually he's going to find his way in. And I just feel like Dustin Poirier is in that position where maybe he doesn't know how he's going to find it. Maybe he doesn't know, exactly how he's going to win. Maybe he doesn't know if he can. But guys like Dustin who are fighters, if you're a competitor, competitors need to believe going into the fight that they can win. They need to know exactly where their spots are and where they're going to be able to win. Fighters don't need that. I don't need to know that I can beat you because I'm just a fighter at heart like that. And that's what Dustin Poirier is. He'll figure it out on the fly and he'll just find it as it happens. And I think that's the advantage that Dustin has. Islam is a competitor and he's got clear paths and he's got a system and he's going to walk down that system. Dustin Poirier is a fighter and he'll just figure it out as he goes.
How do you look at Islam just from a talent standpoint? Because people are wondering, can he ever pass the legacy of Khabib? Has him in his corner again this week. I know Khabib, ended undefeated, and we've seen Islam maybe more vulnerable. But like just from a talent standpoint, are there things that make him different, more special? Is he very similar? Like, what do you see now that he's been on top for a little bit here?
With all due respect to Islam, the second I seen him lose more than one round, he'll never pass Khabib. Khabib lost exactly one round in his entire career. He's he's more well-rounded. He's more diverse. He has more tools. At least he uses more tools in his fights than Khabib ever did. But, you can look at that two ways. Maybe he's more diverse and more skilled, or maybe Khabib was so good at one thing he never had to go to his check down. So I'll always put Khabib above Islam because Islam is who he is because of Khabib. But he is, I guess, to walk that back, he is more diverse. He's willing to strike. He's willing to stand in the pocket. He will trade. Most of his wrestling attacks are upper body attacks, which is going to help Dustin Poirier a little bit. Dustin typically struggles a little more with like double and single leg guys. So if he can stay in space and keep his back off the fence, stylistically, he's going to do better with Islam than he did with Khabib. All in all, I think that Islam's fantastic. If I was to build myself as a perfect fighter, Islam has 2 or 3 of the skill sets that I would take. Like if I was to pull other pieces from other people, I would take his top pressure and I would take his mindset and I would take his conditioning above everybody else's in the entire UFC. So, if that means anything to you guys.
Well,
I think that
Anthony, let me ask you this then, because like if you were to fight 2 individuals that had these same skill sets, would you have a bigger problem with the guy who was good at a lot of things or the guy that was just great at one thing? Because it seems like
I'd rather fight the more diverse guy. I don't want to fight the specialist. And that's okay. I don't want to fight the specialist because, of course, you can say, well, I'll just avoid that one thing. Well, wait, what if you can't? What if you can't? Right. Like, I'd rather fight someone who's really good everywhere than someone who's pretty good everywhere, but a specialist in one spot, because you're kind of playing with fire there a little bit.
Right.
Although hypothetically it could never happen, but like if you made Dustin Poirier 6'4", Like if we could supersize him and make an Anthony Smith Dustin, but God, that'd be like one of the greatest fights ever. Because
listen, I'd be the best lightweight in the world right now.
Let me ask you this: we're in the middle of the Panthers. They're knocking on the door of the Stanley Cup here. We have seen some pretty good fights on ice. If we put Anthony Lionheart Smith in skates, how are his fighting skills? Did you play hockey growing up at all? Do you feel like if we just put you in a Panthers jersey, you could enforce for a few minutes?
You know, that's so funny you say that. I'm not a great skater, but I can stay upright, especially if I got a good grip on somebody else's jersey. If I got a grip on someone else's jersey and they can help hold me up, I've always said, like, I wish that I could, because I can't play hockey at all. I can't skate good enough to play hockey, and I definitely couldn't hold a stick and shoot a puck. But if you need someone beat up, just send me on out there, because I would love to do that job.
We would get a lot of 5-minute majors if we had you on the team, because you would just throttle everybody who was out there.
Absolutely.
Is there anything to this this staff thing that's going on with Islam? Everybody's a detective on Twitter. Is there any buzz around the fight week of that being legit? And is that something to take into account with this fight?
Well, I'll pull the curtain back a little bit for you guys. The fact that there is no buzz means that there's something there. It means that everyone's keeping it pretty hush-hush. I'm not so worried about the staff. You got to worry about what you do to treat the staff. So if it's being treated, we all flash back to Rockhold Weidman. We've never in the history of ever seen Luke Rockhold that tired, but he was packed with antibiotics from a staph infection. Benoit Saint Denis went in there and got more exhausted in the first round of his fight with Dustin Poirier, and then afterwards had staph infection, was packed with antibiotics. So if he is on antibiotics and has a legitimate staph infection, there's going to be a conditioning issue for sure.
I'm worried about, like, I played football, so once a year in camp, going through two-a-days, somebody would get staph infection.
For sure.
They would get them guys out of there and send them to the hospital for 4 or 5 days, get all the stuff they needed, and when they came back, they were 100% healthy. I'm worried that, okay, you're just going in to the ring with this staph infection, like it.
And everybody's going to
get
get
it. Right. I don't know how that works when the only situations I've been when somebody's had staph, that guy was gone for at least 5 days.
Yeah, last time I had staph, I ended up in surgery and having stuff cut out of me.
Right.
Yeah, like a couple years ago. So that's definitely a fear. If it was caught early enough and he's just been on medicine for a while, which honestly is worse. If they caught it a while ago and he's been on medicine for a while, we're just guessing here. But if that's the case, his conditioning is going to be drastically impacted.
Before we get you out of here,
the bigger issue for Islam. Right. That's the bigger issue.
Right.
Before we get you out of here, speaking of conditioning, should we be concerned that Conor McGregor seems like he's partying his ass off 6 weeks out of his fight?
Nah, come on, guys. Listen, we're crazy. Listen,
I just wonder. I don't know, like, what's the cutoff date for him to be doing that?
So I actually told this story about a week ago. Every single training camp that I had in Denver up until a couple years ago, I used to have Wednesdays off. So the first Tuesday of every training camp, me and Chris Camozzi would just blow our lids off. And it was about 6 weeks out. Sometimes you need that, like, you got to let fighters be fighters. We're in this position and in this job at this level because we're not like other people. So if you box him in too much, he's not going to be who he actually is. So I'm not saying Conor needs to be out partying and being a wild man all the time. But sometimes you got to blow a little bit of steam off and let him be who he is. I think it's far enough out. It's 5-6 weeks or whatever it was when that video came out from his fight. Hopefully it was a weekend and, he got it out of his system and moved on. To be fair, we don't know how much Conor had to drink because Conor is that person 100% sober. And I've spent enough time around him. It'd be hard to tell whether he had a lot to drink or not because he's kind of a maniac anyway. So I don't think there's a big deal. If we were 2 weeks out, maybe we could have a different conversation. But I think we're okay.
We appreciate the time, Anthony. Thanks so much, man. Watch Anthony Lionheart Smith's coverage on ESPN this week. He's going to be on the analyst desk for UFC 302, available for you on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Always appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Hey, thanks, guys. Anytime.
There you go. We'll take a break. Back with more after this.
Got what you keep.
Oh, it's Friday. It's Goosey's galore, dude.
I like Anthony. He cool dude. Yeah, yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Goran Dragic in ways because he's just like that man has been through some wars.
Yeah.
Also because he's had his teeth literally knocked out in a fight and just kept going.
Okay.
Not like Crowder.
Oh, dude, what's
man.
going on?
Days. Let's see.
I
Let's
thought that got fixed.
Days since he last
He
lost.
got his new grill from in Hialeah.
I don't understand though. I don't understand though. Like, you know, I get it. You know, Crowder. Marcos is holding up a sign there right now that says days since Crowder has lost his tooth. This is the third time in what, 2 months?
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. It is now gotten to the point where he can dislodge it and put it back at will.
Yeah, but I thought that he said he was going to get it like replanted. Like
they did.
Yeah.
They put some, according to him, they put some epoxy. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, and then some weird blue lights.
Yeah, that's just a heater to get the cement to set or whatever.
It ain't working out. You know what he needs to do? Put a gold one in. Won't move anywhere.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he does, but
That's funny.
This just keeps going.
Yeah.
This just keeps going.
Who
But
knew Mark Hochman would be the most healthy person on that show?
Isn't that crazy? He ain't losing no teeth. He ain't breaking no knees. He ain't having knee surgery.
Man. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen, on a Friday to tickle Leroy's fancy.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. I'm a little sad though. I'm gonna be missing one sport.
What sport?
There's no basketball until the 6th, dude.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Well,
That
if the
is
Cats
true.
close it out tomorrow, we got no basketball, and then I don't think the Stanley Cup starts till the 8th.
What the hell are we gonna do?
Oh my goodness. Well, we know one person's not gonna even be here.
Nope.
Oh wow.
What are we gonna do, Marcos?
What are we gonna do, love?
There's gonna be a lot of guess that animal noise next week.
Wait, dude, I'm over. Dude, I'm shooting at a rate to call Anthony Towns right now in this game.
I can't wait to play the T-Rex sound I've been holding on to.
All right, Leroy,
What's
tonight, 8:30. We got to look at the other side of the bracket. The Edmonton Oilers take on the Dallas Stars.
Is that Connor McDavid?
Yeah, it is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid.
He's not Irish, dude.
Series is tied at 2 apiece. I think that was my favorite part of the Anthony Smith interviews. Listen, I've been around Connor. You can't tell.
You can't tell if he's drunk or if it's just not.
I think what he just should have told us is he's Irish.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oilers Stars game 5 tonight, 8:30. Take your fancy?
Let's I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not gonna be into it as I would the Panthers.
Right. Background noise. You got
background noise. I'm gonna check to see. I'm doing a little scouting. That's what I'm doing. A little scout to see, who's who. Because I know the last game, I want to say Dallas was up 2-0 and lost 5-2, which is unheard of in hockey.
Tonight, Leroy, at 7:10, the Miami Marlins are back hosting the world champion Rangers, who are not having a great year. They're under 500.
No.
But
No.
even still, the champs are in town. Whopper Juniors?
No, I'm not. No.
Fancy, not tickled.
First of all, it's baseball. If you miss one, you'll see another one tomorrow. Right? Like, let's be clear.
He's not wrong.
Now we will, listen, with all that being said, we will set up our annual Budweiser game at some point, because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
So we will set that up. So, but for right now, it's good not to have to hear from anybody answering questions about why. right?
It has
They're
been
playing
nice
good
not having-
baseball. They're playing good baseball. The pitching has been really good.
It felt like Peter Bendix was doing a press conference every day about
Yes.
what I got.
Yes.
So they traded Woo Suk Go?
I'm sorry. That's our player?
Yeah, they just
Oh,
traded
okay.
him. He's gone.
Oh no.
They traded him.
I mean, the next time Peter Bendix does an interview, put a bat in his hand. You go hit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
What?
Wusako? How do I spell that? I don't even know.
I think it's WOO.
Yeah.
SUK.
It is indeed.
GO.
Traded. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. It says Miami Marlins.
No, he was in the Arise deal, but then I thought I saw they got traded yesterday. Or let go. Maybe he got let go.
Oh no.
Wait. So we traded a guy who had 40 hits in a month for a guy we don't even want no more?
Yep.
Woo Suck Go seems like his tenure as a Marlin.
Hey, you've been traded. Woo! To who? Marlins. Fuck.
I gotta
Hey,
go.
you're gone.
What are we doing?
I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm sorry. That was good.
Oh man. They acquired Sean Anderson from the Rangers. Oh, that's nice. He doesn't have to move. And they designated Woo Suk Go for assignment, according to Craig Mish.
Designated for assignment. That never sounds good.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
That means you go from palatial airplanes to traveling to meals to a bus.
Do we make another trade too? I'm confused about this. Jose Urena? Is he back?
No. I would be if you told me Jose Urena was starting tonight, I'd be like, I need another Peter Bendix press conference.
Says returns to Miami for the first. Oh, you know what? He's returning, but as a part of the Rangers.
Oh my goodness. Can you not read?
Come on, dude.
What are you doing? He's on the other team.
Jose Urena started my entire beef with Ronald Acuna.
What are you doing? Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
We
Well,
got
no
to
wonder
see-
they're under 500.
Hey.
Jose Urena. Is he having a good year?
Nope, he is not. Right now, his numbers are listed as caca poo poo. Wow.
Hey.
Dude, they don't even put numbers.
Dude, we gonna have to
Jose
keep you away
Urena.
from the news desk. You read news wrong.
Let's see. Jose Urena, he has started 4 games for the Rangers. Not as bad as I thought they would be. Anyway, Leroy, the RBC Canadian Open.
Yep. I've been watching it. But I've been watching it. It's a pretty big tournament for Canadians. Last year was the first year a Canadian won in like 50 or 60 years. So it was really cool. So I like watching that. But I'm probably sure you don't even have this on there. The Women's U.S. Open is this week also.
Oh,
so I've been watching that,
apologize.
and let me just say this:
Wow, Tobin.
if you if you guys are just casual golfers and you enjoy watching pros struggle, go watch the Women's Open. As of right now, -1 or -2 is leading the way. And some of the best golfers in the world have shot big numbers. So Nelly Korda shot 80.
And
right?
Listen,
So
I like women's sports. Why did you do that?
Yeah, sure.
In fact, the next thing on here,
Uh-huh.
WNBA tomorrow at noon.
Oh, you're
the Chicago Sky against the Indiana Fever.
Oh, so this is a rematch.
It's Reese versus Caitlin Clark.
Yes. Is
Reese
Cordoza
versus
back?
Clark.
Well, I don't know, Leroy.
You don't know. Huh?
They drafted Cordoza and
That's right.
yeah. So they got 2 big girls in the middle. And you know how they feel about K. By the way, I'm gonna save this for my all right and oh no.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's
But I'm gonna start saying it now.
okay.
Why is everybody hating on Caitlin Clark? You know, it's the WNBA's job to exploit all the different angles to raise interest for the sport that you play in to get more money so you can make more money. And then you turn around and trash one of the ways they do it when the viewership, the money, the numbers have been off the chart. Caitlin Clark didn't come in and say I'm the best. She didn't come in with her chest out saying I'm that dude or I'm that woman, right? And they trash her like she's the one talking all this trash. Calm down.
Well, I guess so we can learn for other, women's sports. Also, the worst teams get the best players, and so her team. It's not surprising her team stinks.
It's amazing. Dude, one of the things I hate about sports is that you have this energy towards a player, right? Not of their own doing. Some people are out there, right? Talk a little trash or whatever. That's fine. And then it's almost like they get too big and we say too much. We hate them now. And all they did was play their sport. You see what I'm saying? When has Caitlin Clark said anything that was crazy? When has she done anything on a basketball court that was crazy? Nothing.
I saw a video of her a week ago of getting just interviewed. She looks exhausted.
She is, because they're going, wait, here's the kicker. They're going out of her way to supposedly put her in her place. She didn't do anything.
No, still balling, but I'm like, but I just meant like exhausted by the media.
For sure, 100%.
Like,
She's carrying the league on her back.
I just don't why we have this problem in society where we put somebody there that maybe didn't ask to be there, and then when they get comfortable, we tear them down. The only person this hasn't happened with, we haven't gotten tired of Steph yet. And you know why? You know why? Because he plays on a team with Draymond. That's why.
Or on our show's case, Klay Thompson.
Right. But you see what I'm saying? It's almost like he's got some ground cover. But
By the way,
think of all the players. Like, people don't realize, as much as we praise Jordan, everybody was rooting against Jordan in his last couple of championships.
Dude, I have never.
Everybody was rooting for Utah. Stop acting like all of a sudden you always wanted Jordan.
I have not seen anybody get the love Steph Curry does. Like, it's
no, and it hasn't gone away.
Crazy.
Is he the only one?
If anything, it's grown. If anything, it's grown.
Right. Now,
Like,
remember Tatum? Remember, now we've had enough. Right?
You know what?
Well, he's a bum, though.
Guess what? I saw this. They were trying to do this on Get Up. Stop with the Jason Tatum disrespect.
No, I'm not listening to that.
Enough of this.
I got my own.
Let's just. You guys have been lifting this guy up for years, acting like he's one of the top 3 players on the planet. Hey, maybe he'll win the championship. Stop acting like everybody's been hosing his ass down. He has been nothing but the golden boy for the NBA now for the last since he's been in the league basically.
Let me say something. Yep. Okay, I may be victim of this too, because I sure went and got a chili pepper on Dallas.
Oh
no, before it even started.
Well, speaking of chili peppers, Leroy, we
What's
wrap
up?
up the fancy UFC 302 in New Jersey tomorrow night. Lightweight championship of the world, Louisiana Lafayette's Dustin the Diamond Poirier takes on Russia's Islam Makhachev. Take your fancy?
As Anthony would say, the flying gilly. That's all I'm watching for. Because I just picture a spider monkey, right? like
Dustin Poirier has called everybody who wants him to jump the gilly. He has named them. I'm not making this up. Okay, so I can't get a -1. He has named them the Gilly Goose Gang.
Okay.
Hey, he's the one that keeps bringing it up.
Goosies. That's why I
don't understand how a guy, he's cut, he's battered, he's blue. They say, hey, stop trying to do that. He says, I can get it. Right? It's like Rocky. I know what I'm doing, Mick. I know what I'm doing. Right?
We'll take a break, get back into our little cat talk coming up next. Welcome back. If you're infected with cat fever, 305-567-0560. Want to make sure everybody's okay out there. Let's get back to some cat talk here, which was always brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Let's hear a little bit of Doug Plagans yesterday. Give me the goals. No goals. Give me the goals yesterday.
Love that commercial.
I love that commercial with the dude from the Nashville Predators. Yeah. I think he's from Finland.
Oh, okay.
I don't know his name. I forget. Trevor told me, but I forgot.
He's no goals McGee.
No goals.
Yes.
But Igor can't say the same. You know, this Igor Shishkin,
whatever he is.
Shish kebab.
Yes.
Igor, he has to be thinking to himself, I can only hold the dam for so long.
Yeah.
And though
not well enough.
And though the Cats went down 1-0 on a very annoying shorty by that lunatic Chris Kreider, who snatches people's mouthpiece like a heathen. Gross, dude. Don't do that.
2 best plays have come in losses, by the way.
Yeah, of course. He's a looter and a riot. That's what they say about Kreider. Kreider me a river.
Ooh.
Anyway, here's Goosey's Forsling tying it up.
Lobs it along. Lafreniere pass across. Trocheck there. And then he had it poked away by Ekblad. Back go the Panthers. Bennett down to our left over the Rangers' blue line. Bennett heads in, threads it. Forsling backhand, and he scores! Gus Forsling ties the game. What a feed from Bennett. It's 1-1 with 11:39 to go here in the second.
Oh, nice feed from the Lorax. He speaks for the trees, dude.
This Forsling character.
Yep.
No, he said he was going to stick to defense, but he's been doing pretty good on the offense.
I don't think there's nobody Paul Maurice loves on this team more than Gus Forsling.
Yeah, that's true. I did hear him say that.
He loves him.
He does. Which is great.
2-1 filthy.
Keep him.
It was almost a 2-1 filthy. It was made a 2-1 filthy by Anton Lundell.
Right side for Roslovic. He whips it on net. A right pad save made by Bobrovsky, and the rebound is taken out of harm's way. Luostarinen then on for Lundell. Left side of the circle. Lundell a shot, and he scores! Anton Lundell gives the Panthers their first lead of the night. He lets it rip out of the left circle. It's 2-1 with 9:38 to play here in the third.
Babyface.
Killer, dude. What a play by him. And then finished it off. Needed it, because there was a late let-in by the Rangers, but didn't matter because they pulled Igor early, and Sam Bennett made him pay.
Around it goes. Tkachuk far side. It bounced by him. The Rangers will try and set up shop. A pass here to the near side got away, and Luostarinen taps it out to center. Battle for it here on the near boards. Zibanejad. Bennett took it away. Bennett to the offensive end, makes a move. Bennett near circle, a shot, and he scores on the open net. Sam Bennett gives the Panthers a 3-1 lead with 1:52 to play here in the third.
Question.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to annoy you, but I'm going to ask a hockey question.
I like how you prepare for it.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Okay. Did they pull the goalie early just in case they would tie it up and then have some time to win it in regular time? Because that would seem early that seems a lot early to pull a goalie only being 1 down.
Yeah, I thought it was strange too, but Tobin, please explain.
The question: Did they pulled the goalie because they wanted to try and score? I don't.
No.
Hold
on. That's not what I'm asking. I know why they pulled the goalie.
What are you asking?
Do you pull? See, because I look at it this way: when you pull the goalie, you also open yourself up for an empty netter.
Of course.
Why pull the goalie so early? Unless you think you're going to tie it up and then have a chance to win at full strength. You see what I mean? In regular time. Because they pulled the goalie only down 1 with a lot of time left.
Yeah, I mean, but you're gonna have the safety net of overtime then also. Like the whole point is you're putting the risk out there because you want to tie it up.
Yeah, but so No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
I don't really understand your question. Yeah, of course they pulled the goalie.
My question is,
answer the
it's
question.
usually with like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, teams will pull their goalie, right? Because if they get that empty netter, it doesn't matter. The game.
Yeah, they pulled him a little early. They pulled him like
pulled him
2:30.
early. Why did they pull him so early?
Why, Tobin?
Because
I think they wanted. I think they just thought that's our best chance. We can't. They weren't doing anything.
Right, I got you. No, I know. Listen again. I thought it to me. It seemed like they pulled them so early. They were like, "Ooh, if we get this goal quick, then we can go. We can be at regular strength with our goalie and try to win it in regular time."
More goals. Can I hear from Paul Maurice on Anton Lundell getting lessons?
Can I hear from Brendan Tobin on answering my question?
I answered your question. You tried to score.
Answer the question,
Like,
dude.
I don't like. I'm kind of trying to figure out what are you questioning. Yes, they obviously wanted to pull him to tie it and then try and win in regulation. They wouldn't pull it if it was tied.
No, but
if it was 2-1 and they pulled him early, let's say they scored.
Right, why pull him so early and open yourself up for the empty netter with so much time left?
Because they wanted to try and tie it.
And my question was, did they do it that early so maybe they would have some time to try to win it in regulation?
I think they just did it because they wanted to do it.
Okay, 2:30 is normal. Okay. All right, gotcha.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone,
Steven.
for actually answering.
Yes,
that
thank
question.
you. There was a question here. Be my friend.
What do you mean?
What kind of hockey expert are you?
I want to know, did they pull the goalie to try and tie it so they could win it?
Yes. No. That's not what I asked.
That is what you asked.
That's not what I asked. I asked.
Are you basically just asking why did they try and do it so
I
early?
asked if they pulled the goalie so early, so maybe there would be some time left that they could win it in regulation. But then Steven chimed in, which you could have said that 2:30 left in the game wasn't really that early.
I think I answered the question.
No, you didn't.
I answered the question.
You mocked me, ridiculed me, made fun of me. But I think
I just feel like you're answering it within your question. Like I don't. Why did they do it? You just said it so they could tie it and maybe win it in regulation, but also they have the safety net of overtime.
Does Leroy think Tobin was in the Rangers huddle last night?
Let's hear from a man who was in the huddle. Here's Paul Maurice.
He has, and his history. He played with men in the Finnish Elite League. He put up numbers. Like the guy can do some things offensively. I'm just happy for him to go in because he's just one of those guys that I don't spend a lot of time talking about. He's had a bunch of chances, and I know the skills there because he's in the 2-hole on our shootouts, but he's lights out, so it's there. He's still young, right? That's the thing we always have to remind ourselves. He's still a young player, but a goal in a game like this on the road, Game 5, and I will call it a bit of a de facto game winner. Because it changed the game. Good for him, I'm happy for him. I think, and somebody asked me a question about Vladimir Tarasenko about him not scoring. Okay, fair enough. But he sat on that bench all night and talked to those two young guys all night long about the next play inside, like wired them right into the game, stay in the game. And then both of those guys, both Lundell and Luosterainen, were very good as the game went on. Really, really strong. So there's more to this than just bar down. And he would think, I got to score to be a good player here. But I thought he was a really good player. And to the fact that line didn't have a lot of action going, there wasn't a lot of forward motion there. I think Vlad had a lot to do with that.
Oh, that's Goosey's right there.
Yeah.
Little veteran wisdom. Little
that's it perfectly right. Man, Maurice loves hockey. Yeah, he just sounds like
he really does, dude.
He does. He is so. He's trying to give you the particulars of
Sounds
the
like you wanted to
sport,
fight that guy. Asked
right?
about Tarasenko, no goals.
Right.
So you know what? He didn't score any goals, but you
He
want to know.
sounds like Spo in there,
You want
right?
to know what he did?
The only thing he needed to say was he made a lot of winning plays. If he would have said something like that, I'm like,
like, you know what he did score? Wisdom on our youngsters.
So, all right, I have another question.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Go ahead. How many guys dress? How many guys are on the bench?
That's pretty good. Hey, that's good. Come on, dude. That's a valid question, dude.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy
shooter mode. We turning your son to a funeral. To say they don't office, you better be talking about working in cubicles. Yeah, them boys had a lot, but I knew the code. Lot of on the UNO. Yeah. Numero UNO. Me and just
all right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM.
Tobes.
What, dude? What? What do you want? What do you want?
I can't believe you just went to break. Is that a hard hockey question?
He took a lap, dude. He took a lap.
Can't I just enjoy hockey? Why do I also have to be Barry Melrose for you? It's not fair.
That's not a Barry Melrose question.
How many guys are active? How many guys are on the IL? What's the average ice time?
No, I didn't ask you that. How many guys are dressed? Because I don't know. They have 4 lines, right? That's
20
16.
answer, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's 4 guys dressed that don't play. Clearly, it came to my attention that they're talking about a guy who didn't play that was coaching up the other guys on the side. Somebody's not playing.
Yeah, they got 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, and 2 goalies.
Tarasenko did play. He was just saying that he was keeping the guys locked in.
See? That's why I asked. How many guys?
I was very confused why you were asking the question too.
You're not nice. You're a mean friend.
Tobin, how much does a puck weigh?
Can we laugh a little bit? I need a break. I need a break.
Is a cold puck heavier than a warm puck?
That's a good one.
Because frozen things seem to be heavy.
How much does a puck weigh in Denver?
You know what I like? I like the
okay. That's a good question. Illegal.
Faster in Denver?
I don't know.
Or is that only outdoor sports?
No, because you're inside and there's no humidity because of the ice. Interesting. Or there is humidity, so it'll weigh down a little bit.
Have you guys seen this clip going viral about the guy who showed up to court via Zoom?
Oh yes.
Oh no, in the car. Oh my God, dude! Can I just say this? As a coach once told me, he say, "Son, I can coach men and I can coach women, but I can't coach stupid." And wait, my favorite part. Are you gonna play it?
Yeah.
Because my favorite part is the end. Why is this guy so shocked?
He's like, wait a minute, what just happened? If you guys haven't seen it, this is a guy. He appears in the judge via Zoom, and
you gotta just play it.
It's gotten absolutely crazy.
Self-explanatory.
But here you go for our audience out there.
Who should be present.
My doctor. Hold on, getting some connection issues here. We'll get
Senator
this
Natalie
one.
Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
The absolute shock on the judge's face.
Wait.
He's parking now. Judge,
you stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
He's like, am I missing something here?
Look at the dude's face.
That is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at
Yes.
his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Am I missing something?
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Oh, the face that he has of this is like, wait a minute, what? Oh no. My favorite is like, he goes, yeah, those the defender's like, yeah, those are the charges. He goes, no, those aren't the charges. Like, I'm looking at his license. It's suspended. He was just driving.
Damage is done.
Damage is done, my friend. Wow, dude. Hold on. He couldn't even go no camera off on a Zoom.
Oh no.
Hold on. But the thing that was funny about it is he's like, I'm being safe. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm gonna be stationary in just a second. And your turn, Your Honor. Go ahead. He goes, why would he do that?
Not a good move there. Hilarious though. Absolutely hilarious. That sucks too. Like, that's not like, oh, you get a fine. He said you have to turn how's he gonna turn himself into jail? He can't drive.
I think he's gonna have to Uber to jail.
Uber to jail.
I think he's gonna have to Uber to jail.
That is rough. That is rough. That is very, very, very unfortunate, but absolutely hilarious at the same time. But I am also scared too because I think I have a case out there. I gotta go. I gotta make sure.
Well, if you do, make sure you take the camera off.
No, but I think you have to be live, right?
Yeah,
I guess, but like you have to realize in that case, be like, all right, if I'm late.
No, that's why he's a criminal. You know how many less criminals? Wait. Do you understand how many less criminals we'd have if they would have just gone through the thought process that you just discussed?
The judge is like, I don't know why he would do that.
Wait, the judge is like sitting there going, wait a minute. This is like, he's flabbergasted, right? The judge is like, and she's smiling. They're probably having a little giggle.
I haven't been this entertained since the guy showed up as a cat in court. I'm not a cat.
Man, like, oh, is that brutal?
Jeez.
That is actually brutal. What are we doing?
Man. So he actually, it turns out, so he was released after 2 days, but he has to go back to court June 5th.
Wait, so when he turned himself in, he had to stay in jail for 2 days?
That's what it said, yeah.
Oh my God. You were just on your way to the doctor's office, dummy. Right? And like,
well, he still got to go to the doctor. He had till 6.
No, but here's the deal. I'm curious as to what he had to show up for.
He was showing up for the suspended license case. That was the case.
While driving.
And so the lady was like, I don't know if like he got bad knowledge from the public defender, but she was like, yeah, that's what the case is. And the judge goes, no, that's not the case. I'm looking at his status right now. His license is suspended and he's driving. Why would he do that? Fair question.
It's a fair question. Next time, make sure you're parked.
Doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Sounds very professional.
Well, I love how the judge is looking around like he's being punked. Are you guys serious?
Right. Like, is he looking around? Like, he's looking around like,
you stationary?
Is this April Fool?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And
just pause his face.
Look at his face. His face is like, watch. It's gonna gradually go. The more you play the video,
he didn't have a
it's
license.
like, look.
Got a little bit wider there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a license.
Oh.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
He's like, anybody?
Oh.
Oh.
Anybody? Is anybody looking at this? How ridiculous this is?
This is so crazy.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Yikes. See, oh,
Look. Now you're shocked. Now you're surprised.
it's rough.
Dude.
He couldn't even Scotty Scheffler it now, where it's like they kind of go through the process, bond out before you even get in. Because of this, nope.
I didn't even know they were still doing Zoom court. I figured that was like a thing of the past. So the fact that he even got
especially from your car.
And
wait, the judge, who probably looking at knowing he has a suspended license, tells him to drive to a safe place. Oh yeah, stop now because I'm about to hit you with some stuff.
He's driving. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry though. I'm pulling in.
I'm all good.
Don't worry, Judge.
Schmeathan brings up a good point. There was another video similar to this where a guy accused of stealing a Dolphins jersey showed up to the court.
I remember
in the Dolphins jersey.
Yeah, he showed up in the jersey.
That's
I mean, look, there's a whole channel dedicated to this. World's dumbest fill in the blank. And if you watch it, you can't imagine how people are that damn stupid. But that show has been on for years, and they don't run out of material.
So great. All right, we'll take a break. Next bag is next. Oh. DJ Pauly D is going to be at Dare nightclub this week, huh?
Pauly D.
I love that.
Although Pauly D was in the news recently for something that was very interesting.
What did he do?
I'm only saying it because he made it public information. He had a hemorrhoid so bad that bled out that he had to be hospitalized and receive transfusions.
Jeez.
So
he had like toilet staff?
I guess so. To me, I was like, you couldn't beat me to get that information out. And Pauly D, there you go. I
guess he just doesn't want to get. He probably has a lot of paid appearances. Probably didn't want to get sued.
True. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Or maybe it was on the show. People were gonna know anyway. I don't know.
Is he still doing the show?
Yeah, I think they got family vacation or something. Like that.
Oh man,
I had a stint where I got back into Jersey Shore last year.
Mm-hmm.
Trash television, but I love it. I
love trash. Listen, nobody loves trash television more than me, so you're not going to get any judgment from old Tobes.
Yeah, that's right up your alley. But it was good. It was a good time.
I'm right there with Vanderpump Rules. I'm watching last year's Love Island right now because new Love Island's about to come out.
Oh my goodness! You stop.
Man, it's good.
Got to catch up, huh?
It's actually not like, what's interesting is this is actually a pretty boring season of people.
Oh,
so that makes the producers work that much harder. So they'll just be like, all right. They'll bring in like the stranger. They call them the bombshells.
Wow.
And so everybody likes this guy, Zach. Everybody thinks Zach's so handsome, right?
Zach.
Everybody wants Zach. And so all the girls, every time they come in, they all want to hook up with Zach, right? So they do a recoupling.
Oh.
And Zach was with Molly, who she snaked away from Mitch to be with Zach, so she kind of had it coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, so usually what happens is if some bombshell comes in and recouples, no bigs, you just kind of stick around the villa. And that's that,
Okay, real quick, recouple,
recouple. So there's 10 people, 5 couples.
Yep.
But then they'll bring in an odd number. So then it's like musical chairs. There'll be somebody on the outs.
Who does the recoupling is what I'm asking. Like, is it the
they'll get to choose? Usually
it's within themselves.
Be a flip. So one choice will be boys week, and then it'll be girls week. So they'll flip all the time. But when the new people come in, they always get to go first and pick somebody so they can break a couple up. But normally when the couple's broken up, the person who's left single, they usually get to stick around at least for a little bit to try and get a new couple or maybe work their way back into their old couple. But this one, because the season's been kind of boring, they were like, he was with Molly, who, remember, snaked around Mitch to get to Zach.
Oh.
So when I think it was Leah comes in, she picks Zach, and then guess what? And then they just go, now there's no host. Well, there is a host, but she doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
It's usually just all via text, and they have a funny Scottish narrator. So it goes, "Bling," and it'll just give you some news. You're recoupling, you're going on a date, but then it'll also tell you, hey, you're done. And so as soon as Leah got with Zach, bling, Molly, you've been dumped from the house. Oh, out, dude.
He was dumped from the house, though, because of texters or the people that are watching,
The show just said, you're out.
The producers are like,
the producers is like, we need some. No, he didn't pick Leah. Leah picked him.
Mitch had recoupled at this point, I'm assuming.
Mitch, nobody likes Mitch.
Oh,
Here's
Mitch
the
is
thing.
done.
Mitch is
Stupid
handsome, but he's boring and he's got no swag, so nobody likes him. Comes
And
on.
what
too
season
strong.
is this?
Whatever the last season was, the 2023.
How much Munyon do you think he has?
Who, Mitch?
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the way, Marcos.
Yeah.
I got this thing you sent.
Oh, the golf. Yep.
What do you think is the most impressive thing to me?
The guillotine that the guy put on the ground. I was like, Leroy's gonna do this.
What'd you say?
They're all white.
All of it. Well, it's on the golf course, so I'm not surprised by that action.
Oh, there's a golf fight?
Yeah.
Oh, one dude got a 1-2 stunner. He got 2 pieces in the soda.
I'm sorry. What is? Just saw it.
Just a thug stuff going on right here.
Ooh.
You see him? You see him? Bye-bye.
There was a melee on a golf course that I sent to the group.
He's not going to get any leverage on the guillotine that way.
I thought that was weird. He's kind of laying down with it, and
but wait,
you should be able to pop it.
That just comes up and says, "Guys, come on, break it up. We got to."
He never saw the overhand right coming.
Never
charged right into it.
My favorite part is Tobin's. No, you're never gonna get leverage on the guillotine that way.
You're not,
dude. He's in some tight ass pants and a golf shirt.
Let's mix it on up, huh?
Oh,
just like on the golf course.
Yeah. As I find the instrumental that I'm supposed to have ready at the time. Ready now.
The Mixed Bag is brought to you by Broward Health, well into your future.
Ladies and gentlemen, on today's Mixed Bag, we have a little bit of heartwarming news.
Okay.
No, we don't. You're making fun of somebody.
No, I'm not making fun of anybody in this sense. I'm attempting to vamp for 30 seconds as I download an audio that I wanted to get into the system, and it didn't work.
You didn't look at the rundown today, did you?
No, not at all. Not at all. But
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Specifically says when the Mixed Bag is.
Well, now as we have the NBA Finals.
I also did say we're going to mix it on up next.
Oh, sorry.
What were you getting some apple
No,
juice?
he was sending us videos.
That golf fight.
You want to gather yourself? We could do the Mixed Bag next segment.
Oh, we can. I mean, I got this Charles Barkley sound on
All right.
Kyrie Irving growing up, if you will. As you know, the Dallas Mavericks advance to the NBA Finals. So
With two guys, did they both have 40?
36 each.
36 each.
Come on, I want one.
But to be honest, Luka Doncic outscored the
Luka had 20 in the first quarter.
20 in the first quarter, and the Wolves only had 19.
Yeah, they asked Anthony Edwards after the game. They're like, "Hey, what happened?" And he goes, "Luka happened."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like see, good or bad. I like the fact that he keeping it real. Right?
Yeah, he shot 3 from the logo. What am I supposed to do? And it's true. Literally, what are you supposed to do? But anyway, one of the headlines that a lot of people are highlighting is Kyrie's return to Boston. As we all know, that ended in a tumultuous breakup.
Ended poorly.
Yeah, for sure. And no one really cares about the fact that Porzingis played for Dallas, but I guess that's cool too.
Yeah, Porzingis didn't like playing with Luka.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity.
There was a lot of
Porzingis hates Luka, right?
Yeah,
Luka hates Porzingis.
I don't know what I just don't think the relationship is great. I think it's bad both ways.
You know why?
And then,
it always is centered around one small aspect of a player. Soft.
Ooh.
I promise you.
There was not great relationships in either locker room with either guy.
Yes, but there has been growth, according to Charles Barkley, and Kyrie Irving, and this is an opportunity for him to rewrite those wrongs.
He self-inflicted himself. He got to take some responsibility. I think he's grown up. I think he's matured. Stephen A. and other people criticized him, and he would rightly deserved it. You can't go out there being anti-Semitic, and you can do the vaccine thing. That's your own thing, but he deserved the criticism he got. He deserved the suspension he got. But as a basketball player, I think he's really grown up. I thought after game 1, that was a grown man in full flight. I'd never seen him that happy. We all made mistakes. I've done plenty of stupid things, but at some point you have to grow up. And I think he's grown up.
All right.
Listen, I learned a valuable lesson in life. How old you are does not determine how grown you are. And people always tend to say, well, he's this age. Well, he's this age. Have you looked around? Have you looked around? Have you turned on the TV? All grown-ups ain't 30. Hell, there's some children that are 50. Like, how old you are is not how grown you are. You hope that the circumstances of life help your ass grow up, whether it's with family, marriage, or whatever.
Preach.
It's a fact.
It's a very large fact.
It's a fact. And it makes me even more pissed off that we look at 23 and 24-year-olds and determine, oh, that's so childish. Yes, it's childish.
Does
They're
anybody
children.
Does anybody get to grow up if your team's in the lottery? Or is it only because he went to the NBA Finals because he grew up?
No, because you know what? Let's say that we can all be honest about this. This whole year, we have not heard one thing about anything negative about Kyrie and how Kyrie was a mentor and he was a leader on that team, right? And it could have been 2 reasons why this happened, right? Because Luka's not really that guy, right? But he's your best player.
He's not that. What do you mean by that guy?
Like, Luka might not be the guy that could go to somebody else and say, I need this or whatever. But for some reason, it fit with Kyrie and Luka. Plus, he been balling. That
Weird
also gives you some street cred.
The one that's always going to be weird to me is how bad it went. I know that the pandemic, he was against that and all that, but just the basketball stuff with him and Kevin Durant, like,
right?
It's weird that it didn't work with your friend.
Well, because
and then him and James Harden seemed like it went terribly too. So
right,
that's the one that's always going to be weird. The Boston thing, he went to Boston. He was, coming off the Cleveland championship. He wanted, maybe didn't vibe as a leader. And maybe that was too young at that point.
And Charles is absolutely right. Maybe he wasn't there yet.
Maybe he wasn't
Maybe
there.
it took a couple of more years to figure out how he could approach these young players. There's nothing wrong with that, right? For us to just assume, and I would always say this about Kyrie, right? We may think he says some crazy things. We may think he believes certain things that are just not what we believe, but he's never done anything wrong.
I'm sure Boston's going to act responsibly.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I think there were already videos of them chanting bleep Kyrie Irving. And
That's okay. When he wins his championship, I'm going to win two things. A handful of Munyon and I got a dozen golf balls with a guy on the golf course who just all of a sudden claimed that Boston cannot lose. And this was earlier. This is before they won the Western Conference. I said, I'll take Dallas.
Would you have a message on Marcos?
I got a message from one of our listeners, Ben, who was very, very annoyed with our entire Munyon saga yesterday, and told me the word dates back as far as 2016 to our boy Kodak Black.
Really?
That's what I was told.
Kodak Black invented Munyon?
That's what I was told. So I can't necessarily 100% give him the credit for it, but I just may because I love Kodak. So you know what? Kodak invented it.
Go to one of his songs from 2016 and see if he's mentioned it at all.
He actually gave me the song title too.
He gave you the OG Munyon?
We want to hear it.
Oh no, I don't know if you could play. You might be able to play 2 seconds of it because
exactly. I want 2 seconds of it.
Take his word for it, J-Fig.
Indeed.
Just take his word for it. What else you got in the mix bag?
If I'm lying, I'm flying is the name of the song, and it is at the 1.
Does he at some point in the song go?
That's how you should have answered my Panthers question. Like you say, Tobin, how many guys are active? You should have just went.
Would you have been satisfied with that answer?
I would have laughed.
What else you got, dude?
This one is a little bit close to home. If you're Leroy, well, also if you're a Canes fan.
Wow,
this is Ken Dorsey.
Love him.
On what can Deshaun Watson do in the OTAs?
Rehab versus non-rehab wise, obviously the reps. He's not getting the live reps out there on some of those 7-on-7 periods and things like that we're doing. I think it's a really good combination right now of him getting mental reps, him getting some of the live reps, quote unquote live reps that he can get in a more of a jog through tempo, and then obviously the routes and the throwing when he can't get in it on his throwing days.
Man, is that what Ken Dorsey sounds like? Yeah, that is my first time hearing.
That's what he sounds like, calm when he's not destroying a press box because his quarterback doesn't know how much time is left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then gets thrown under the bus.
He was a victim. He was a victim of Josh Allen.
I forgot that he was in Cleveland.
I did.
Yeah, quarterback for Cleveland.
Remember when he went over there? We talked about when he got signed. We talked about.
I don't keep up with who's coaching who, dude.
Especially in Cleveland,
I saw a clip the other day of our boy Chris Furster talking about the San Francisco O-line. I'm like, look at our boy. When the big grains aren't falling.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that
big grains aren't falling.
I never say this, and I have said this, and you'd be impressed. I have said we've been through 2 or 3 years of Deshaun Watson, and now it's time for him to show up.
Yo, dude, awesome.
Like,
because when is
enough
it?
Is enough, dude.
When is the time? You got
right.
When is the last time Deshaun Watson was elite at football? Was it
5 years? 6 years?
5 years?
5 years.
That's a long time, dude.
That's a long time. Right. But that's what's crazy about this. right? Like I don't. Yeah, man. It's like, and if it's gotten to this point for me, you know it's got to be.
Of course,
damn
you got 230 million. Everybody
right.
expects you to be
Exactly.
the
And I
MVP that you are.
don't like talking about money or whatever.
But it is what it is. Like,
It
that's
is what it is. And for the situation of this organization and franchise has had success without him in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And
then the
now
organization
we're gonna bend over backwards again to make sure that he's put in a nice spot to be successful.
And
well,
the
you got to be
organization
successful now. They added another wide receiver.
Yep.
With a receiver that just went for what, 270 in a game?
And then the organization he left, they have their quarterback. They fixed it. They're gone. They don't need to worry about Sean Watson anymore.
Isn't that crazy? The organization that you left that said was a poop fire, right? Has had more success than the team you went to.
Yep.
It almost wishes like even as players, as organization, as fans, or that sometimes we need to stick this out a little bit.
Whew. Give us one more, Marcos.
All right, here's that feel good I was talking about earlier. Sacha Barkov,
love him.
The captain.
Alexander.
Probably not how it's pronounced, but don't know why I keep doing a dumb accent. This is him. A great win by us.
Well, it's great. I think it was a good battle by us. Obviously, we showed up and played really well, and happy for the win. So now we just gotta recover and think about the next one.
You got it, Captain.
You know what's amazing? Very few sports, and we used to say this about New England, where if you go from the coach to all the players, to the best players, to the role players, to whatever, the message is consistent. When you ask every Panthers player, they all say relatively what Sasha just said, right? We battled, we fought. It was a good win. Now we got to get ready for the next one. They have all said that in some way, shape, or form. So that's something to be said about being on the same damn page.
I got a hockey question for you.
What's up? Hold on. Go.
So are we rooting for Edmonton so we get home ice, or it don't matter? Take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this.
My baby born a Birkin. She's been telling me.
All right. Munyon and Tobin here with you.
So great.
Take you guys up until 2. Play a little You Dead to Me this hour. We'll talk some more fighting. Chael Sonnen.
Oh,
this
bad
hour
guy.
as well. The bad guy going to the Hall of Fame. His fight. I love that the UFC does that.
Fights
go in the Hall of Fame. I love that.
Yeah.
I wish they did that with games.
Right?
I wish games went in the Hall of Fame.
That'd be cool. The
I think
Jimmy
that's
Butler 56 point.
Oh, dude.
In the Hall of Fame.
The Ray Allen game.
Hall of Fame for sure.
Oh, so good. Let's get to our headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
I think we all spent this break distracted because Dade South sent us a video of some dude. Is that on Alligator Alley? I'm guessing it looks
I
like
don't know,
Alligator
man.
Alley or
Oh,
US 1 to the Keys. That's what it looks like.
Funny, yeah.
I sent it to our text.
Yeah, some dude is like he's dancing with a gator on the side of the road, and then like he's trying to play like crocodile hunter with like distracting with his head, and
poor form.
You know, he gets him where he tries to clamp down on the two. He's trying to clamp down on him, and the dude just like fails to realize this is a predator, and goes from his arm to biting on his calf like a chicken wing.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's obviously a calf shin combination, which I hit my shin on something and it, you know, I'm out for 2 weeks.
Oh no, that
The worst part here also is that he's on a highway, isn't he?
It looks like he's at. That's why I'm asking. Like it looks like US 1 where there's like that 1-lane traffic.
Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Look at that.
And he fell onto oncoming.
Wait, look at his friend. Wait,
I'm
the
looking
best
at it
part
right
was
here.
his friend walked over there like, "What the hell you want me to do?"
Really, what are you doing?
Jethro, what are you doing?
Yell at the
Don't
gator.
you worry, Cletus. I got him. I'm about to
I don't
hypnotize
trust
him.
gators.
Look,
Why
you
would
know
you
what he
do
was
that?
in, Tobin? Flip flops.
That's bad. I wouldn't take on a gator. I'm not taking him on in flip flops for sure.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. He's wearing.
Also, don't you gotta be like
sneakers.
behind them or something like that? This is, I don't know. It's just like I'm not necessarily a gator.
Here's what I saw.
Look like
Here's
poor
what I
form,
saw.
though.
Two
His friend
intangibles driving down the road, and they go, "Oh, look, a gator's on the side of the road. Let's go play with him."
It's not a dog. It's not a cat.
Right.
Just leave him alone.
I can speak to him. I know what he likes to hear and what he likes to see, and I'm gonna lull him to trust me.
He was huffing and puffing at the beginning too, like jumping at the gator, like he was trying to intimidate.
Yeah,
him.
right. That gator was like, "Find this look." The gator was like moving. Like, oh yeah.
Gator was like Luka, just posting up,
picking his spots.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's a big no
And
for
guess
me.
what? And then he bit him and started that barrel roll.
Whew.
So you know he got right now. There's a white dude walking the streets or wherever that is with no calf.
Yeah, what's up? That looks like it's definitely for me decent sized gator, but as far as gators go, wasn't even that big of a gator. Like that.
That's why he thought he could go play with it.
Yeah, he's like, I got him. Don't you worry. Hey, he's holding up traffic, and I think
You
I
remember
need to clear this
Jackass
out
the
for
movie?
everybody.
Remember
Yes.
Jackass the movie where they put the little gator on his nipple? I'm like, what is wrong with people?
Jeez.
I don't understand this.
No way, no, dude. No way, no.
Anyway, headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy
Jackass?
Palmetto Ford?
We know trucks some more.
Yes.
Panthers, they take a 3-2 series lead. Let's hear from our boy Bob after the win.
Got to hear from Bob.
This is him on being one win away from return to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, we don't think about, that far. We think about one moment at a time. Right now, we just enjoy this win, get good food, good hydration, and ready for the next moment.
I have a blender.
Good hydration.
We need good food, good hydration.
He gets more hydration than anybody because he don't have a whole bunch of.
He does.
Hey, did you see when his helmet got knocked off?
Yeah,
That was
I did.
scary.
Woo! But did he shake it off because he didn't want to?
I think it has something in it that it dislodges. Like I think it's like like if it gets hit hard enough, it will do that automatically.
But He's got to shake it off because he can't have that on half on, right?
No, that's why you got to take it off to stop the game.
Oh, nice.
Hey, hockey question answered. Look at that. Only Bob questions from now on. Here is him. He's excited for the Game 6 atmosphere tomorrow night.
It's it's a playoff hockey. It's every game. It's so much fun to play. It's a blessing to be able to play hockey at this time of the year. So, and in our home building, it's gonna be amazing too.
Oh, hockey.
Focus.
Tell me you wouldn't want to just talk like that. Hockey. Focus.
He's the best, dude.
So happy for him. Meanwhile, on the hardwood, blowout city yesterday, Western Conference Finals. We have it all set. Mavs and Celtics. Anthony Edwards, everybody was saying he was the next Michael Jordan. Well, just like MJ, his heartbreak has to wait a little bit later into his 20s. And here is Anthony Edwards on what went wrong for the Wolves.
What did you see happen so early there that just brought a knockout punch and made it tough to come back?
Luka. Just that simple. He had like 3 shots from the logo. So pretty much nothing we can do about it.
And then he told Snoop Dogg, baby, shut the
Hey,
league.
you know what I like though? He was honest. And that was a fact. Like how far away from the goal you want us to cover?
Yeah. And listen, good year for them. They got to the Western Conference Finals. That
They
West
got
is
Rudy Gobert.
They beat the defending champs, but that was not a very competitive not a competitive ending to that series.
No, not at all.
I'll give him credit though. Even in the games that they lost, he still had a moment that showed he didn't completely shy away. He dropped someone yesterday. He had a poster dunk in game 4 that they lost or 3. So I'll give him credit. I really feel as everyone else does. Cat, trash. Gobert, overrated.
I mean, it'll be
that Cat needs to find some type of physicality for his size to make that team that much more better. He can't be a perimeter player, and that's what he is.
Well, they could maybe do what the Mavericks did. You rolled the dice a couple times. Luka got to the Western Conference Finals and bounced. They'll find something, and I'm sure whatever it is, they know that he's right, the right mix of having Anthony Edwards, and they'll at one point find the right mix around him. If they don't, make a stink at, and we'll make it happen, baby.
Well, by then you better already have somebody.
We'll see.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Hard Knocks. They are going to feature the Chicago Bears in training camp.
Oh God.
Wait a minute. Wasn't some other team already?
They're doing a Hard Knocks off season, which is the Giants.
Dude, they're just getting all right.
And now they're Hard Knocksing training camp. That's the OG Hard Knocks. That one's Chicago.
So we have off season,
and then there will be in
training
season,
camp.
which I think is a division this year.
In season. Okay, so HBO wants all the money apparently.
Yes,
and they can take it because I will be.
You're not into seeing Caleb Williams? I think that's a fun Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I'll take that one over the Giants. Well, who the hell are Daniel Jones, dude? What am I going to want?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
crazy.
care about
They
the
didn't even have
Giants.
Saquon. What am I doing over there? But yeah, I'll watch the Bears. I'll definitely watch the Bears. That's pretty good.
I liked Hard Knocks.
The Bears. Yeah, I say all this. I'm locked in for every episode, most likely.
Take a break. Play You Dead to Me next.
Ooh.
You're dead to me.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get into it, everybody. Play a little You're Dead to Me.
You're dead to me.
Chael Sonnen, the bad guy. We'll have him on in about 15 minutes. We'll close it out, talk some UFC with the bad guy.
That's my boy.
He loves you. He does love you.
Love him.
Here's who's dead to me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The salary cap in the NFL, dude. It's annoying. You guys are sitting here, and it's like Jalen Waddle has this much money, and Tyreek Hill that last year doesn't really matter, and it's just like I don't want to hear it. Enough of it already. All right, I know it's just an agent game. Can we just be happy for Jalen Waddle? Can we just spend yesterday being happy for Jalen Waddle? Does this mean that Tua is not getting his money? Does Tyreek going to be upset because Jalen Waddle got his money? What a bunch of money. How about we're just happy for Jalen, mother bleeping Waddle? I've told you guys a gazillion times, I don't believe in this salary cap. It's fugazi. You told me the Dolphins had $3 this offseason. Somehow all these people have gotten money. They got Odell Beckham. They have Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill and Tua still might get their contracts. It seems like they're doing all right. I'm bummed that Christian Wilkins is gone. Every once in a while, there's going to be business decisions. That's sports. But it seems like they've been bearing all right. And I'm just tired, okay? No, he makes this money. No, he makes this money. Oh, he's the third highest paid wide receiver, but really he's the 8th highest paid wide receiver. And Tyreek Hill is actually the 14th highest paid wide receiver. Hey, I think they're all going to do okay, all right? Everyone's going to be all right. No one's getting screwed here. I just get exhausted by it. Just be happy for Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cap nerds, you're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
Bum.
Looking at you, Florio.
My dead to me, and I alluded to it a little bit earlier, it's not necessarily, I use Caitlin Clark as an example, but the fact that these athletes come into their various leagues and they're supposedly great players and people get upset with them, right? People get upset with them. Like, and I use Caitlin Clark for this reason. She didn't come in here saying she was the best player in the WNBA. She didn't come here, but it is the job of your league to exploit the players and get as much viewership and money and dollars as they can, because then in return, that gets you bigger contracts, more, more things that to make your career a little bit easier. And for them to just trash and get all on Caitlin Clark, like, oh, she's not even top. She didn't say she was. It was people that had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, and you're taking it or trying to take it out on Caitlin Clark like she's the one coming into the league saying these things. Like, it's kind of, you know what? It's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing that you attack her like she's done anything wrong. She's coming to the league as a big-time player, a known player, a player who's been followed for the last 2 or 3 years, and everybody couldn't wait until she got into the WNBA, right? Take advantage of it. So what? You got to do a little bit extra because you want to beat her and make everybody know that you're better. That's fine. But to trash her in every waking moment that somebody has, to attack her, I think it's beneath all of you. I think it just shows you that you don't understand what's going on in your own league. And we need to stop that nonsense.
So Caitlin Clark haters are dead to you?
Yeah, just haters. Just haters of players that come in with a lot of acclaim into their various leagues. We don't just do it with Caitlin Clark, but she is the one that has moved the needle the most in her sport. But we do it with a lot of people. Guess what? When LeBron first got into the league, Skip Bayless could not leave him alone.
Well, still can't.
He still can't. But guess what? Does everybody pay attention when he's on the court? Does everybody watch him? So what? right? Like, yeah, man, get over yourself.
Mhm. So you're not necessarily mad at the players. You're mad at the player haters.
Again, we're going to say this.
-1.
What?
You know what you try to do.
Come on.
You're making me a third time.
Tough crowd.
Jennifer, said to you.
So that guy yesterday that we saw the video of the rattlesnake in the car.
Oh.
His friend who didn't warn him there was a rattlesnake in the car. You're dead to me. Because if I was the one driving that car and I found out there was a snake in the back seat,
yeah,
on site.
You'd have just left the car there?
Peace out. Peace out. Or find a way to throw
Burn
it
the
somewhere
car.
into nature.
Oh, no. First of all, I ain't getting that close to it.
Car fire.
Car fire. I don't know. Anything, but I'm not going to get near it. But it is on site to that friend. How dare he? The audacity. Also, Tobin, start answering his hockey questions. Is it that hard?
Wow,
This is
dude.
ridiculous. How about you answer his hockey questions?
You're dead to me.
I will.
Oh, hockey expert, J Fig. But they can only be asked after 12:30.
Exactly. After count talk, please. Thank you.
Marcos, who's dead to you?
Dead to me is a thorn in Miami Heat's side. Someone who put up as much as 31 points in a game against the Miami Heat during their 14-year NBA career. Solid teams, the San Antonio Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. But the reason why he's dead to me is not for what he's done on the court to the Miami Heat. It's for what he did off the court last night. Michael Finley, you fun police bastard. How dare you take a beer out of Luka Doncic's hand as he's having a brewski with his father following a win, takes the beer out of his hand, and then continues to walk away with it. Luka's like, hey, that's my beer. Guess I'm not getting that thing.
Because he had another one in the other hand.
Is there like a story? Was there like a story behind it at all?
No story has come out yet.
Nothing has come out of
He
this.
simply just took his beer.
Is that Luka's papa?
That is Luka's papa.
He looks Slovenian.
Yeah. Well, what is that? I don't even know. Okay, well, Luka's papa. And
The
him
way
just-
he looks at him once he gets the beer.
Very good, Luka.
I think
Good
it's
job. I
amazing.
love you telling Snoop D-O-double-G to shut up.
I mean, what are we? It's not like it's an IPA.
Was he about to
dude.
go on the press conference? Maybe he didn't want him to have a beer that wasn't a sponsor.
Well, dude, just say, hey, make sure you don't bring the beer up there.
Shotgun it?
Took the.
What is he drinking? Guinness?
Yeah, it looks a little different. It's definitely not like a
Love
IPA.
me
but
some
I
Guinness.
felt like it was something.
Favorite Slovenian brewski, buddy.
You guys like that milk beer.
Delicious.
But why did he take it though? Why take the beer?
I would be offended.
I think the thing I
MVP.
find funny is just these basketball players, how tiny the cans look in their hands.
It does look very. It looks like one of those mini cans that you can have. They're just exchanging it. Look at that, dude. Can't even put his whole.
Look, he tried to get it back. He's like, oh.
He's like, buddy.
Okay.
He's probably like, I gotta think that he was probably going on the podium and
Look.
they want him to have a beer that's not a sponsor.
Look, what?
Or I don't think they want him to have a beer on the podium in general.
He tried to.
Maybe they didn't. Because I got to think it takes more than one can of beer to get Luka drunk enough to say something that they wouldn't want him to say. So yeah, if it's not like a sponsorship issue, I don't understand the problem with not allowing Luka to have one beer.
He does look a little perturbed.
I mean, he looks. Are you saying this is going to lead him to the hands of Pat Riley now?
Let me tell you something right now. If
Yeah.
Pat Riley could get Luka, he'd let him do keg stands between quarters.
I would too, bro. I would too. I just think, I mean, did you really have to take the beer, dude? I don't know. I understand.
Oh, P1, you clearly have not done anything athletic. He said beer is actually a good after a game because it has carbs.
That's very logical to me. I don't know.
That sounds like bro science to me. I like it.
Bro science.
beer after
There
games.
has to be a story behind this. I mean, we might not get it today, but I'm sure the next time Luka speaks.
Were
to
you
the
looking
media-
it up right now?
Yeah, I was just trying to see,
And
like, is
nothing,
there a
right?
story behind it? No, everybody's
Nothing.
just like, why did Michael Finley steal his beer?
He just took the beer, dude. Like he just very nonchalantly grabbed it, and it was almost like,
Papa, you just took my brewski.
I feel like Luka was
I
confused.
just love the close up to his face.
He's just like, why did he just take my beer? Because he takes it, he's confused, and then he
It would be like a
Yes,
like,
right there.
Like, what are you
what does
doing?
Michael Finley do
You
for
do
the
not do
Mavericks?
it.
I believe he's an executive. I can tell you. Exactly
Is he like their like? Is he like Zoe for them?
Yeah, I
Oh,
believe he
people
is.
saying Guinness wasn't a sponsor. Then he's in marketing.
That's what I'm guessing. Like I saw there was a funny video because like there was a funny video I think of Halliburton. He took like a Prime energy drink up to the podium, and the PR guy like dove over the podium to take back the Prime because they don't want non-sponsors up there.
Yeah, we've seen that. Wasn't PJ doing something with Liquid Death or something for a little bit?
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
never took it away from him because you're not going to take away PJ Tucker's Liquid Death.
Yeah, that's true. It's much easier to take away Tyrese.
PJ, what would happen if somebody tried to take away your sponsor, your sponsored water?
Hell, he get a 2-piece of the soda. You see hear my voice? I needed some thirst. I need something to quench this thirst. I've been hoarse for 17 years. I don't know why.
By the way, he's an assistant GM.
Okay, yeah. It's fun. It's a funny video. It is.
Do the GMs know anything about sponsors?
That's why I think. Well, you're right. Like that's normally a PR person's job.
Right.
I don't.
A
I don't
PR
know.
Or a marketing
He
guy.
may just think, "Hey, Luka, you can't bring a beer up to the podium." But who cares?
Do you think it was like, oh, you got to stay in tip-top shape for the
Definitely
finals?
not. They're not
Like,
telling
that's what
Luka.
I'm thinking.
Luka can
like,
do whatever he wants.
Do whatever you want. It's just one beer. You just won a series.
Maybe he
Like,
wants
single
Luka
handed.
watching calories.
You literally
somebody said
outscored-
Mick Ultra is a sponsor on the court.
Sponsor schmonser, dude. We're backstage.
Dude, can I just tell
That's
you?
a Mick Ultra. So that's like Anheuser-Busch. Is that
Can
what that is?
I just tell you that we've never we are very unfamiliar with a lot of that stuff as players.
It is.
You don't know what because all of a sudden, they may get a new sponsor and you just doing what you normally do, and then they come and just kind of, hey, you can't do that. Like, what? I've been doing this for 2 years. Say because they're
Get Guinness on the line.
Let Luka have his beer.
Let him have his beer. You're dead to me.
Either that, or you know what you do?
You're dead to me.
Yeah.
You get him a koozie, so you just cover up the if you cover up the sponsor.
Exactly.
Nobody's got a Mavs koozie around.
That's what I used to do my shoes.
What?
You used to mark them off.
No, yeah, I used to wear
Oh, I got
I used to wear Nikes, but I was a Reebok guy.
Leroy.
Exposed.
No, Reeboks it probably took 2 years off of my career.
Oh, all right. Well, there's that.
Should have had better shoes, Reebok.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The Reebok man made me give the check back.
Did he really?
Oh, you didn't hear the story? So
Yeah, we don't have.
all right.
Go ahead.
So I told every time the Reebok guy would come after I signed the contract, I'm saying, Reebok, y'all got to come out with some new shoes. It's killing my feet. And I said, hey, Reebok man. And he said, if you call me Reebok man, and I said, Reebok man. He said, if you don't like shoes, give back check. And I said, I'm glad you said that. I had a check in my locker. I gave him
Wow.
that's what I was trying to do. Get out.
I think Leroy had the SAS payment right there.
Yeah. I had to check. I was like, dude, it
Gotcha.
hurt.
Speaking of that,
Your shoes stink.
should have got them used.
Someone who doesn't stink. One of the best minds in MMA out there. One of the best minds.
Somebody you're not gonna tell they stink.
No way. No way. The bad guy, Chael Sonnen. He joins us next.
This
Welcome back, everybody. Very excited to talk to our next guest, South Florida. We're very excited for UFC 302. Of course, our guy, Dustin Poirier. We've adopted him. Trains in South Florida for a long time. He is fighting for the championship against Islam Makhachev live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. ESPN's own MMA analyst, the bad guy, the legend, Chael Sonnen joining us here. You guys, of course, can also watch him on the new ESPN show, Good Guy, Bad Guy, with the great Daniel Cormier. Chael, thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
People vacation in South Florida, by the way. My wife just hit me up. She wants to go on vacation in South Florida. Is there like something you do? I don't think Disneyland's there. Do people come and beaches or something like that?
Beaches, snorkeling. We got alligator boat rides if you're into that, Chael. You know, all kinds of different things.
All right, so she's not putting me on. Like, this is an actual serious question. South Florida is a destination then.
That's what they say. That's what it's definitely better than that. You know, I'm sorry that you're in New York. I mean, I know that's got to be, you know, hellacious for you being.
They took this beautiful town and they just cover it in concrete, and then everybody acts like that's something cool. It's awful. Pizza's $1 in New York because pizza's worth $1 in New York. But back to you, please. What were we talking about?
So
Dustin Poirier.
He's
got to fight this weekend. Hey, Dustin Poirier's got to fight this weekend. Make sure you let people know. They're going to want to know that. Like, if they're fight fans, they're going to want to know that.
They're going to want to know that, but he keeps telling us he's jumping this gilly, right? And I'm not a big betting man, Chael, but hey, 23 to 1's 23 to 1, and the man is telling us that he's doing it. I got to throw something on it. Yes, he's gonna. You got to think he's going to try and get this through in this championship fight.
On accident, right? Like, have you ever had your parent or your teacher tell you, okay, now, whatever you do, don't say as you're going into something or performance, don't say this word. And then the word always comes out because that's what's happening with Dustin. This is a big joke. Everyone's telling him, don't do the gilly, don't do the gilly. So then he's joking, saying, I'm going to do the gilly, I'm going to do the gilly. I also am with you. I think the gilly is going to happen. I don't know that I think he's going to finish him. I do think I think he locks it up and he jumps and gives up position, trying the guillotine that he's joking about doing. He's going to forget it's a joke.
Have you ever done what he did in the court? Because the video of him and his coaches telling him, hey, don't do it anymore. And he goes, but I can do it. Has there been anything in a fight where you were like told, hey, don't do that, but you just felt in your bones that you had to do it in a fight?
No, but I did in a wrestling match, if that counts. I mean, sometimes you just get something through your head and you're so stubborn. Like, I'm a father now, so I see the world different. But I remember having a father, and he was never right. I mean, I really believe that. I know more. He doesn't understand, and he's on the outside. And all he does is care about me. And he doesn't, I can do it. Let me try one more time. It never worked. The move never worked. I would always lose the match over it. But yes, when you get that stubbornness or you think that you have something, look, we're trained. One thing about the guillotine, I must say, in Dustin's defense, is it is a move that when you see, you got to go and you got to all the way commit because you're jumping, you're sacrificing position, your hands are under the chin, your hand slips 1 inch, you lose the technique. So he's actually trained that when he feels that to go, he was just following his training in his defense.
Do you, if he doesn't go that
kind of analysis, you cannot get this kind of analysis anywhere.
If he doesn't go,
do this kind of analysis, really, this is outstanding. And by the way, as we're talking about him, Islam Makhachev is actually the champion. People are gonna. You should tell people that this way. It's on pay-per-view. ESPN's working that you should get this out.
Chael, if he does not do that route, if he doesn't do the bad advice of going for the guillotine, how does he get this done against Islam? He's a monster. He obviously is the champion. How does he get it done? In the expert opinion, how would he get it done to beat Islam?
Okay, now I'm not trying to show any kind of a favoritism here. I'm not doing that, but Dustin is a handsome guy, and he likes his family, and he likes to keep to himself, and he doesn't use profanity very often. And I tell you that because people then decide that he's a really nice young man. He is amongst the dirtiest, grittiest cage fighters I have ever seen, and there is no point in that match where he is going to check out. There is no point in that match where he's going to concede to Islam or he's going to think Islam's better. And a lot of guys do. You lose a round, maybe you lose 2, maybe you lose 3. Now, the fight's out of control when you've lost 3 rounds. That's simple math. There's only 2 left. Well, that was the situation he just found himself in against Saint Denis. He lost 3 straight rounds, won 1 exchange, and put him down. And so when you ask how could Dustin win, Dustin's going to lose moments of this fight, for sure. He's going to lose exchanges, for sure. He's going to lose positions, and he's most likely to lose rounds. I cannot guarantee you he's going to lose the fight. He only needs to win 1 second to win the match, and Islam knows that. And that actually makes Islam a little bit more dangerous, but I'm sharing with you, Dustin's one of those guys, man. They love to say, when announcers don't have anything else to say, they like his low-hanging fruit will say, don't blink. No, when Dustin fights, it's real. Don't blink. Don't assume you know anything.
Do you feel if Islam gets this done, the idea that he could match up to the legacy of Khabib, is that a possibility? Do you feel like this man really does have the chance to match the guy whose shadow he kind of came into the UFC with?
He's going to have a very hard time for a couple of reasons. First up, he doesn't want that. He's going to be the first to push back and say, no, don't do that to me. Nate Diaz did that with his brother Nick. As Nate's star started to rise, he would go out of his way to say, Nick is the general. Nick is in charge. It was just one of these very sweet things. But when we, the media, started to understand how important that was, and I'm just sharing because it's just opinion, right? Like those two are never going to actually compete. You have Dustin Poirier here. That's very relevant because that's a common opponent. And you see, when you are fighting for that legacy of Khabib, when you have a common opponent, you not only have to beat the guy in Dustin, you got to beat him faster and you got to beat him easier, or it goes against your perceived legacy and that narrative. So, but Islam does have a way to go, by the way. In his answer to outdo Khabib, it's not to be 29-0 because he already let that O go, but double champ status, which is something that Dana White has already offered Islam. Few people know that, but at UFC 300, Dana already suggested that opportunity. I'm going to bring that to you now. You know what? I'm hearing myself right now. You cannot get this kind of analysis. This is top shelf MMA coverage. I mean, you are so fortunate to have me on right now. This is amazing. I'm hearing myself. It is an amazing job I'm doing.
This is why you're a Hall of Famer, sir. This is why at the end of the end of the month you're going into the Hall of Fame. What did that mean to you?
Man, it was so cool. You don't get surprises in life, and like I don't expect anybody to like have my already charmed experience that getting a little more sprinkle on it. But for me, man, it was the coolest thing. My mom didn't know. She always watches. She wasn't watching. My wife was there with me at the venue. It was a complete surprise. Looking back, there was some sign. I could have known something was up, but I didn't. They brought me down to cage side and said I was going to do an interview with Megan O'Leary. I thought I was doing an interview, so it was awesome. You know what? It was awesome.
Are you excited this boxing match that you have coming up with Anderson, that it's all kind of going to be in the same time frame?
I am excited about that. Anderson, that'll represent the second time I've beaten somebody 3 times. And this time it's in boxing, which might give him like kind of sway things a little bit to help to even the field. But I will be more than ready to go. I've thought about him every day for 10 years, and I don't imagine he ever thinks about me. Now, I think that it is a meaningful difference. I've had a fantasy that an opportunity like this presented itself. If I could get within arm's reach of him, I would have already punched him.
Chael, this is going to lead up. Are you still beefing with Jorge Masvidal? Like, is this going to lead to something with him? The last time we spoke to you was before 299 down here, and apparently like he was searching for you all over the streets. So where is the Masvidal beef at right now?
Oh, the Masvidal it's red hot. I've offered, I've suggested these type things. I've actually been a little surprised how quiet he went. I thought I went and teed him up at one point, and I figured I was going to have a little pushback, and he acted like he didn't even hear it. And I won't bully the young man. Like, if he's changed his mind, that would be very wise. If he hasn't changed his mind, I will do it for him sooner or later.
2 more before we get you out of here. Jon Jones. Who do you consider right now, Chael, the champ? He's been out for a long time. We got this great Aspinall Blades fight coming up. I understand why the young division wants to move on, but where are we at? What do you look at Jon as the champion right now? Should he relinquish? What do you think we should do with the heavyweight division?
Okay, now, I would never spare the lash as it goes to Jon Jones, but we must tell a story the way that it happened. He has no ability to relinquish. Dana White and the company make those decisions, and we try to show a man grace when he's injured. Right? When we have what we call a closet champion that won't fight, he's injured. Oh, by the way, he happened to be filming the workout at the time that he got it. So, I mean, we've got a documentation that this happened. I'm only sharing for you. No, there's nothing wrong with that. We had Francis Ngannou was out and in a contract dispute. But because Francis's leg was injured, Dana didn't take the belt off him. No matter how mad he was, we showed him grace. And that's what's happening to Jon here as well. It's not holding up Tom Aspinall. Tom's got every right to be calling for the opportunity. But the truth is, if Jon's not back, then Tom isn't missing out on an opportunity. He's feel free to go out there and compete, of which, by the way, against Curtis Blades, he's going to do. No, Jon has done nothing wrong. He just simply hasn't. The idea of preserving Jon and Stipe as opposed to recognizing our interim champion as the #1 contender, that's a little bit of a new idea. And that could be a different conversation. But can we put it on Jon Jones? Man, not even a little. We just can't.
Can't get an analysis like that anywhere else. You can't do it. You can't do it.
No, you can't get that. People's mind don't work that way. They don't work as good. Their mouth, that doesn't flow the same. You know what they try to do to Jon Jones? They try to get Jon Jones on a drug test because the person that came over to get the sample, because he hurt their feelings. I don't know if you saw that. There was a police report, an action because Jon hurt somebody's feelings. That, in all fairness, come on, man, give the guy a break.
Conor McGregor's making his return soon. How worried should everybody made a big deal? He was partying his ass off this week in Ireland. Is this a big deal? Is 6 weeks out partying like that or appearing to party like that? Is that a big deal as he gets ready for Michael Chandler?
Yes, it is, because he already has a big problem. And the problem is that he's not doing this at 155 pounds. And where that becomes relevant is like what you weigh. It's not some magical thing that because you paid $9 and bought some guy's book on Amazon that can tell you about. It's calories in versus calories out. So if you're not weighing what you used to weigh, then you either took in more calories or more than likely you didn't burn as many, which means you're not training as hard. That is the bigger story, because that speaks to discipline. And that's one thing that Chandler had. Chandler was willing to go 55. He's willing to go 57. He's willing to go 87. McGregor needed 170. And I do think in light of that, where you're going to be somebody like me and you're going to stand back and you're going to question that discipline, because should you have to go the duration, which is into the 5th round, you don't get there on your good looks. You don't get there on good DNA. You don't get there on experience. You have to have those lungs under you from paying a price in the gym. And I just bring it to you that when you see Conor doing something like that, a lot of times it's marketing. This guy appears to always be a step ahead. Not for nothing, the club that he was partying in, he happens to own. So there is an angle there. And the whiskey he was pretending to drink, he happens to own the brand. There is an opportunity. There was nothing more in that bottle than water. We don't truly know. And a lot of times with McGregor or any great magician, look at this hand so you don't see what this hand is doing. On the other side of it, there's a chance that he is unfocused and that he's starting to tell a story of which is excuse. In all fairness, and a lot of athletes, no matter how great, do this. They will start to lay a foundation for an excuse ahead of time. That isn't something that somebody as confident as McGregor, who sold confidence, would generally do. But he chose not only to go and do that, he chose to make sure that it was videoed, and he released the video. He's telling a story of some sort.
Chael Sonnen, go watch him. Good guy, bad guy. Watch his coverage this week. UFC 302 on ESPN. You can buy the pay-per-view, ESPN Plus. Our guy, Dustin Poirier, against Islam Makhachev. Look at the biggest arms in Westland, Oregon right there. Hall of Famer, thank you so much, Chael.